Yo, we live, baby. Let's get this started. We're not done. What's going on, everybody? I need you guys to go check out my channel and subscribe if you're new. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that button, and hit that notification bell while you're at it, ladies and gentlemen. EGTV, you already know. And if you're on your phone, it's even easier. Press that like button for me. And you know what? Subscribe while you're still here. And big up to everybody watching. Check out most of my content. I'll be throwing out more content every single day. The ads has been dancing the whole entire time. But yeah, big up to every single one of you guys. We're going to be talking about all the clubs today. We're going to be talking about all the top six clubs. I got a bunch of fans, more people in the line coming through. If you guys want to send the link to anybody, send the link to anybody. I'll actually put the link in the description on the YouTube video itself so people can join in. And we'll be talking about the table because the man himself, Ram, wanted to talk about the table. So we'll talk about this.
Table 9, just table 9.
But for now, I'll let the show start off. I want to introduce everybody. I got Jem, Samuel, Prime. I got Ads, United fan, actually showing his shirt, unlike a lot of fans.
Come on.
And then I got Kesh and Ram. But yo, I'll start the show off with the Chelsea fans. You know what? A lot of you guys act like ops sometimes, but you're my boys still. Jem, what do you got to say?
What do you want me to say, bro? We're back, Chelsea. We're the best. We're going to win the league. No, I'm joking. On a serious level, you know, we've started off okay-ish. I expect us to still finish top 4 above you, man. You know, yeah, really. I don't really know much more to say, really, bro. Other than that, I just think that I expect us to do well this season. So let's see what happens, isn't it?
Nah, I want it to be a normal dialogue. I don't want to be asking everybody questions. If you guys have questions, just talking regular football talk. Everybody keep it the same way as we were going. But yo, Prime, I know you always have questions. So if you have a question for anybody, let us know now. Nah, he's in another world.
It takes him 4 seconds to answer.
No, I was about to speak.
You know what? I think let's start with the icebreaker. Let's start with the icebreaker. The tables.
Table 9 all day. Table 9 all day.
You know what? We're gonna get to the tables, but have you guys seen this picture?
Yep.
I haven't. No. What is this?
Okay,
no.
So they have tables, and it's a lunch tables, and you have to pick which lunch table you're gonna sit at. So every single table has its own set of fans and own set of people and everything, and it's kind of crazy. And a lot of people are freaking out on Twitter saying, "How dare you not go on the table with Maradona and Ronaldinho?" And then other people are saying, "You're crazy. I want to sit with Ibrahimovic, Costa, and Simeone." And like a lot of people, Arsenal fans are saying Gary Lineker, Messi, Cantona, and Wenger. That's the table they want to sit at. And I'm not gonna lie to you, there's a lot of crazy tables, but there's one table I definitely know I don't want to sit at. I don't want to sit at Jamie Vardy's table. Who wants to sit at?
I know. I was joking when I said
Who wants to sit at Neil Warnock and Jamie Vardy's table? Like when you can sit at Messi.
I know what table Ram's sitting on, table 4.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
Maldini, innit? He loves him with all his heart.
I thought he was gonna sit at table 5 to sit with Klopp.
Bro, table 5 is just jokes, bro. I swear to God, I'm gonna sit there, bro. You got Righty, you got Thomas Muller, you got Klopp, you got Crouch. It's just band to table, bro.
Bro, I'm going table 5, and I'm not.
I'm going table 5, bro. Honestly,
I'm actually going table 1. I love Arsene Wenger so much. I've only seen him once in my life, and I actually cry.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go table 3. Table 3.
Table 3 is a good shot. Oh, table 3 is a mad dog.
Table 3 still.
They're all mad.
Let me see these
They're all mad.
Table 10 for me, bro. Look at that. Maradona, Ronaldinho, Asprilla, and Adriano. Remember Adriano on like PS6?
PES.
I'm trying to be with the alpha males.
I'm going table 6.
Ram's definitely gone for table 4.
For me, it's a tough one between table 10 and table 5. Let's be honest.
I'm going table 6.
Cantona and Lineker, or Maradona, Asperini, Ronaldinho, and Adriano.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
I'm going table 6. Pirlo, Xavi, Thuram,
Right,
Guardiola.
everyone say everyone right, individually, break it down. Everyone say what table you're going for.
All right, let's do starts.
Yo, 1 second. Let's see how much people are here first of all. Yo, Almaraz is here too. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the picture on Twitter so we can all see ourselves while we're talking about it. Okay, so continue. What were you guys saying?
Yeah, I was saying like just break it, like all of us should just break down which table we want. If you're gonna get the image after, then we'll wait.
Table 4 is a strong table, you know. Like table 4 is a strong
Totti,
table.
Baggio, Maldini,
Totti and Baggio.
Ronaldo.
Don't know about Baggio.
I'm going table
Ram's
3.
dream.
Nah, but bro, table 5 is jokes though. Bro, like Crouchy, Righty, like.
All right, table 5 and
Proper.
3. They're the only two I would go with, in my opinion.
Well, if we're talking football knowledge, I'd go Guardiola, Thuram, Pirlo, and Xavi.
I would go table 1. Messi,
Table 6.
Lineker,
Table 1,
Cantona,
Messi,
and Arsene Wenger.
Cantona, Arsene Wenger.
Awesome.
Yo,
Nah.
Almaraz, what are you saying?
I would probably go.
Amiras, there's no mount on this table,
It's got to
so
be Messi's table. Surely.
Egal, can you put them back up again?
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. It's been a struggle because
Amira,
I think you got to give a reason.
I had to tweet it out myself. I had to
It's
tweet
6
it out
minutes.
myself to get the picture up.
Right, we're 6 minutes 30 in. Are we gonna ignore the fact that Cash messed up with the intro?
Nah, it's cool, bro. My
We
intro's
moved
good
on
enough.
from that, bro.
Okay, so you guys can see that, or do you want it bigger?
Nah,
No,
that's
we can
good.
see
You
it.
can
That's
see
good,
We
bro.
can see it.
That's good.
Oh, sweet, but I am still sticking. For me, I'm sticking for table 10, bro. It's just too much techers there for me, bro. Too much techers.
Yeah, that's why, Jem. You know what? The funny thing is, we finally agree for once, and it's. I honestly think table 10, when it comes to football wise, that's the craziest table.
That's my knowledge.
Crazy.
That's
Yeah,
definitely. You know about
Fair
that.
enough. Fair enough with that. I wrote that.
I think
I'll
table
go-
6 has more football knowledge than table 10.
I'm going
No.
free.
In terms of the actual brain,
No, it
how you
don't.
think about football. In terms of the brain, how you actually think about football, yes.
Okay, character.
I'm not talking about flicks and tricks. I'm talking about actually thinking about the ball.
The table you
Table
don't want to
3.
mess with. The table that will fuck you up is table 3. So
Yeah.
you don't need-
That's exactly why I'm picking it.
Yeah, Ibrahimovic and Costa.
definitely.
Yeah.
And
naughty.
Keane.
I
And
didn't
Keane,
realise Costa's
Roy
in this
Keane.
team, man.
Roy Keane. Is that Roy Keane or Robbie Keane?
Roy. I think it's Roy.
No way that's Robbie. Come on.
No, I ain't sitting there. Stay away from there, bro.
It's the alpha male table, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
Table 5 is bare banters, though. I'm not gonna lie. That is banter. That's a banter table.
Yeah, that's
What
the
happened to
jokes
Table
table,
4
bro.
is strong, you know. I think.
Guys, are we-
Guys,
guys,
send
oh,
KJ
guys.
and OJ the link.
Are we ignoring table 7? Because I don't think anyone said table 7 yet.
Yeah, I'm ignoring that, bro.
Bielsa.
Bielsa soccer, that's like that's called of like laid back and not
Raquel,
even
mate,
laid
are you
back.
serious?
You know what? I was thinking Bielsa because I love the guy, but however, Socrates, Riquelme, and Pogba, nah.
Nah, but
Split
not me.
Bielsa, man.
if you
Fuck that
characterize
guy.
every single table, like table 1, I'm guessing is all about class, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
Wenger, Cantona, Messi. Lineker was a
Messi
classy
can't
player,
be in
even
that. He's
though.
not.
Messi ain't classy. Come on.
Come on, he's anything he
Messi's
does is
class.
class, isn't he?
I think
He's
I
not
think-
a classy guy, though. As a
I think it's
footballer, yeah,
between
he's not a
table
classy
10
guy.
and table
footballer.
4.
Cantona was classy as a footballer as well. Wenger's ideas are classy, innit? It's like upper class, gentry kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna say
Wenger's
no offense, but in table 8, I only know Jack Charlton. I don't know the rest.
Who's
Wow.
fishing rods? Who's
Yeah,
that?
That's sad, man. Jack Charlton was like,
yeah, no, I only know Jack Charlton.
legend, bro.
Who's a fishing rod?
I don't
Who
I
said
don't know
that?
too
Who
much
said
about
that?
Yo, we got KJ, Mr. Gasman himself in the pod.
Oh,
Yo,
nah.
KJ, what's good?
Oh, he's gone.
He left.
Yo, he's muted. Oh,
No, he's on
shit.
table 7 and cut.
KJ's got
Bro,
PTSD, man. Make sure
you
Sancho's
can't-
name doesn't come up on
You
any
can't
picture.
do that to me, KJ. You got me gassed. Yo, listen. Yeah, do you guys go on that website, Transfermark?
Yeah,
Yeah.
On Transfermark, they got this game, right? And it's basically like you pick who you think is gonna have a bigger value in the market, who you think is gonna have a better FIFA card, some city games like that. It's pretty crazy. Have you guys seen that before?
No.
No.
Are we in a mix
Dead.
between Arsenal, United, and Chelsea fans here?
Hey, Liverpool fan here.
I'm a Liverpool fan.
Arsenal.
What's everyone's top four?
Partey got injured today.
Nah.
Oh my god, that's mad. Just
Jen,
against
so
Sky
did
Sports.
Mendy.
Bare
Oh.
gas. Bare gas.
No,
Egal, top four.
Mendy got
I
injured.
know you
Mendy
got
got
Arsenal
injured.
at 4.
Nah.
I know you got Arsenal at 4.
Okay, top four. What? I want to hear everybody else's. I don't want to hear. You
Let's
guys
go
already
down the
heard mine.
list. Go down the list. Go down the list. So Kesh, go first.
What? I'll say Liverpool, City, Tottenham, Chelsea.
All right.
Tottenham.
Wait, did you say Tottenham?
Yeah.
Right,
Above
okay.
Chelsea?
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Yeah.
I'd say Liverpool, City, Chelsea, and then Arsenal. That's what I'd say.
Where's Prime?
Can we do 6? In fact, can we do 6?
All right, if we're doing 6, yeah, then I'd put Everton 5 and then put Man United 6. That's what I'd say. Is that fair?
Mm.
That's your choice,
Me.
isn't it?
Go on, Sam.
What's Sam?
Do you know what? Arsenal are fully going to take over. United are going to become Banner FC. Crazy.
We already are. We already are.
I already said my prediction is first is Liverpool, second is Chelsea, third is City, fourth is the battle between us and Everton in my opinion, fifth down to us Everton, sixth Tottenham, seventh Leicester, eighth Man United.
8th. All right, cool. Right, that's a bit far. All right, no, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
These late nights are fucking.
I think everyone's prediction
Can't
on
swear.
Everton is a bit outrageous.
No.
No.
I feel they've got the squad, the starting 11, but when they start picking up injuries, they're gonna fall off.
Hey man, they got some
Their
decent
squad, they ain't
players
got
off
the
the
squad
bench.
depth. They ain't got the squad depth.
They got some decent players off the bench.
They ain't got-
Yeah,
What if
I'm
they
gonna
don't
say-
pick up injuries though? What if they don't?
I'm gonna say Leeds top, Fulham second, Aston Villa third, and I don't know,
Arsenal
fourth
fourth.
man. I can't think. Probably what's it called? No, I'm joking. I'm gonna say Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City, Everton, Spurs, and then Man United, and then Arsenal.
Jen, we spoke about this before. I genuinely think Everton will put a title charge on. I think people are underestimating them.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
even joking, bro. I
Yeah,
think
think about that.
well equipped.
Ancelotti's the manager. He knows how to win a title.
Kesh, what
There's gonna
about
be
that
no
title challenge?
falling off.
Title challenge.
Nah.
No, I agree with that. I think
No,
with
whether they
that-
win it or not is a completely different thing. I think they'll be
No,
in
they
the
won't
mix.
win it, but I think they can do a Leicester
You
and
know
challenge.
what?
Put the light on Samuel, man. I can't see you,
We'll
bro.
tell after they play Liverpool. We'll know a
There
bit
we
more
go.
of them.
Yeah,
When they
that's
play
true,
Liverpool,
Chris. That's
we'll know a
true.
bit more
I
of them.
agree with that. Yeah. I agree with that.
If
Yeah.
Liverpool
Go on,
don't bounce back
Raptini.
against
Go on,
Everton,
Raptini.
rather-
Yo,
Yeah.
forget about the top four. We've done the top four so much. Which club do you think did the best had the best transfer
Everton.
window?
That is a
Chelsea.
stupid question, innit?
Chelsea, of course.
Why are we questioning it? Chelsea.
Everton,
That's not a
Chelsea.
question.
Everton,
No,
Chelsea.
because
Chelsea,
there's a lot of
Villa.
people who are saying, think about it. Tottenham brought in a lot of players, right? Chelsea brought in a lot of players.
Oh, Egal.
Everton brought in a lot of players.
No,
Everton.
it's Chelsea. Come on, let's not be
The
silly.
reason-
If you wait,
the
Egal,
reason-
let's not say Chelsea.
Oh,
The
Let's
reason
say
why I
Chelsea.
won't say is Chelsea. The reason why I won't say is Chelsea. You have to bring context with it. With or without those signings, I still would expect Chelsea to be third or fourth anyway.
No, you
Yeah,
wouldn't have.
but that's not
because
the
at beginning-
question.
Wait. Let me answer this because
No,
at the
let him
beginning of last
land. Let him
season-
land. Let him land.
At the beginning of last season, you wouldn't have put Chelsea in the top four. No one did.
No, I wouldn't have.
Eden
I
Hazard.
wouldn't
Eden
have.
Hazard.
No, I agree. But you've shown enough that you got enough last season to finish third or fourth.
Yeah.
Throughout
Yeah,
the
but
season.
Egal's saying
I'm
who
not
had the best
expecting
window.
you. I'm not expecting you to make that jump above City and Liverpool. So I still feel you would have got where
No, I
this
hear
season
that.
where you think.
Yeah, I hear that. But the
So-
reason I reckon we've had the best start, I mean the best transfer saga, is purely because not only have we signed attacking players, but we've actually completed the areas that I think we've needed to, like in terms of left back,
I get that.
centre back, goalie. You know, you name it, we've hit it. Like you
Yeah,
couldn't
no, of
have
course,
got a more
of course.
clearer image of what
course.
we, what philosophy we were looking to go down. Do you know what I mean in terms of
course.
where we're going with things? So that's
Yeah.
what
Other
I
than
think.
that, I would say Everton and Aston Villa are the best.
I think Everton have had the best window. When you think Chelsea's really needs to be spread.
No, come
across
on. Everton have not had the best window. It's
No,
Chelsea by a mile.
No. What
Let me finish what I was saying before someone come out.
Sorry, my bad.
Chelsea's
Well,
really,
what about
when you
this
think
shot?
about it, one, right? Chelsea have a bigger pool than Everton, and two, Chelsea's is over 2 windows when you really think about it, right? So their targets have been built up over 2 windows. Everton,
But this window.
yeah. But anyway, over 2 windows, it's built up because you're in a transfer ban, if you remember. So Everton in 1 window, tiny little Everton, not finishing in the top 4. Their window has been incredible. When you think of the stature of the club, it's a huge window.
It's great, but they didn't solve their goalkeeping problem, and Pickford is suspect.
Don't discount Robin Olsen, bro.
He's
upgraded about 7 positions.
He's gone past suspect. He's not good enough. He's gone past suspect.
But don't discount Robin Olsen, bro. Robin Olsen is a decent goalkeeper.
No, but Robin Olsen's time at Rome.
Yeah, all right. Listen, to continue, all I'm gonna say is spinning the fact that he's not good enough. Like, we can't say he's suspect anymore. It's just proven he's not good enough.
Yeah, he's not good enough. He's not good enough.
If someone says he's suspect, I can understand why they say that, but it's time to enlighten yourself and say that you can't spin the fact that he isn't suspect. It's just not good enough.
I said that from the World Cup. I said Jack Butland was a better keeper than him, but everyone attacked me for it.
Nick Pope.
How dare they?
Dean Henderson for England. Dean Henderson for England.
No, Dean Henderson's solid, man.
You know what? There's 3-4 back goalkeepers in Pickford, and this guy still gets selected. I mean, Henderson's better than him. I think
Southgate's a clown. I think
Ramsdale's better than Pickford.
No, I disagree. I don't think he's a clown, Amiros. I just think he made the decision, but it could have been a better one. You can't just say he's a clown because of the goal selection. You have to see the team.
I don't say he's a clown just because of that. I say he's a clown because I watched the World Cup and I watched so many games where everyone must have been screaming out, "Yo, Southgate, you need to change something. This isn't going well."
No, because everyone was too.
He got away with it.
Everyone was too distracted singing.
Every England manager is a clown because they've took on a team that's been so talented and they can't do anything with it. Clown.
But it's hard.
That's why it's the hardest job. England needs an international manager, innit? From a different.
We already did that.
International. But Ericsson was
Jose Mourinho in manager.
Catch your manager.
Yeah, Mourinho wasn't great.
No. Because England already had international managers in Fabio Capello and Sven-Goran Eriksson, and they haven't worked out.
But Capello's style or formation that he was using for England at the time wasn't great. Like, England stuck to that 4-4-2 for way too long.
Yeah.
When they had players that, like the likes of
4-3-3, it would have
Gerrard and Scholes and Lampard, like a better manager would have made something work there.
100%.
Implement that Guardiola system, that 4-3-3 in that England squad, we would have done so much better.
On Guardiola, allow that guy, man.
No, we're saying that with that golden generation, that 4-3-3 squad that they had, it would have worked. It would have definitely worked.
I'll tell you how you know. You know that the media pressure, right, gets to managers when you play both Frank Lampard and Gerrard and drop Paul Scholes.
Yeah,
that's just ridiculous.
No, do you know what the mad thing was?
Yeah, but who are you going to drop? India.
He had a system that was working beforehand with Scholes and Gerrard. Then he decided to fit Lampard into it, and he was like, "Why?
Then he pushed Scholes in a few games.
Allow Gerrard. Gerrard's
a few games they pushed Scholes to right wing as well. What are you doing?
That's right.
No, Amiros. Just Gerrard and Lampard was one of the reasons why we thrashed Germany 5-1, and it was a working partnership. And people said in 2002, if Gerrard was in that team, we would have gone further. Maybe because instead of that Brazil team was still mad, but they would have done so much better.
I never think those positions are the problem. I always think with the England team, I saw an interview with, I think it was Terry, that he said the problem a lot of the time was after the season finished in the Premier League, they'd always have a couple of weeks to wait before they actually started the tournament, and they wouldn't get into their groove.
No,
until
do you know
I
what the
saw
big
it.
problem
There's
is?
no
When
excuse.
they
No
were-
excuse. There's
And
no
that's what, I'm
excuse.
not saying that.
If
That's
you're
not why I'm saying
represent,
that.
if
No,
you're
no, no,
Can I
no.
just
That's,
say,
no, if you're
can I just
representing,
say at all? So at mealtimes, all the Chelsea players would sit together.
yeah,
All the
exactly.
United players would
Indiana's
sit
bang on.
together.
Yeah,
There was no
yeah,
unity throughout the team.
Can I
yeah,
just say?
exactly. Yeah.
Can I just say? When are we all going to accept that England are just not good?
Yeah.
Like when
No,
are we
we
just
are
going to
good
accept?
though. That's
They're not
rubbish.
good.
I
they're not
disagree. I
good.
think
They're not good.
Harry
not-
Kane,
they're not.
yeah. Harry Kane is one of the best strikers
right.
in the
Listen.
world.
No. Right. This is what I'm saying. All right. I came across a deluded Tottenham fan, and he said Kane is the best English striker in the world. Yeah, and he said in the world as well as just England. He said, man said he's better than Pele. All right, that's not
He's
a joke.
top three.
You can
Harry Kane
go
is
back
top
to my
three.
podcast today, yeah, and man said he's better than Pele, and he said because his hot play is better. That's what he said, and I said,
Wait, hold
I'm
on,
joking.
boys.
No, one
always-
second. And I said, but did you not see the games that he's been playing recently? And did you not see the games that he's been playing all these years? Yeah, Pele is just be the best player in the world. Yeah, man said that Kane is all these players that have rounded up and won these. Yeah, this is a joke, and this is where all I'm gonna
That's a
say is, yeah,
stupid comparison.
if all of us were in this, if all of us were on that podcast, yeah, I assure you he would have been bullied, yeah, and he would have left, and would have cut. And this is
I
the
can
problem
say-
with
I
fans.
would have
Tottenham
can
fans,
say
Tottenham
for
fans,
every-
Tottenham fans gas Harry Kane too much. He's not good.
No,
He's
but
not that
we
good.
Harry
can
Kane
say
is world class.
The only problem
say
is
for everyone. I can say for everyone that Lewandowski is a level above Harry Kane. Harry Kane is we're not saying Harry Kane's the best. Harry Kane is definitely one of the best strikers in the
He's
world.
world class.
Fact.
Yeah.
Fact. He's been the top goal scorer in the Premier League, one of the most competitive leagues in the world for the last 3 to 4 seasons. It's a fact. He is definitely one of the best in the world. Is he the best? For me, he's not. I think Lewandowski has a lot more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Go through that team from the top at Harry Kane, and go through it from the top, and tell me a player that isn't top draw. Go through the top and tell. There's no way you can say that England team isn't top draw. You can go,
all right, can I just say one thing? Can I just say one thing? Can I
come on,
just say
be
one thing?
serious.
This is what you don't
After the World
understand.
Cup, the hype for Kane grew. Can we agree on that?
No, the hype
No.
for Kane happened
No.
after he
The
repeated.
centre-backs for England,
Remember,
the goalkeeper.
it was a one-season
He
wonder.
repeated.
It was a one-season wonder. Then he repeated. Then somehow he became the best striker in England. Out
I
of
still
nowhere.
disagree. I still
Top
disagree
draw.
with people who think he's up there with people like
How can
Pele.
it be a
He's not.
world-class team?
Remember,
when it
Wait,
doesn't
Dele
boys, England fans. Just go from. In fact, let's start from the goalkeeper. Go to the striker. Tell me one player that you put in that team that isn't top draw. Start from the goalkeeper. Forget Pickford.
None of the
Talk
goalkeepers
about the
are
options.
world-class.
None of them are good enough. That's
Defense,
None of them are world-class.
come on.
No.
Throw in,
Amiros,
throw
we're
in this
gonna
world class
be-
out too much.
We're comparing it with Neuer.
Stop. 1 second. The way I define world class might be different from how you define it. The way I define it is top 5 in the position. No goalkeeper for England is top 5 in the position. The striker is Kane top 5 in the world? Maybe. Okay.
Maybe.
Anything
Okay,
else?
wait, Egal.
Anything else in the England team that's top 5 in the world besides you could say Trent maybe in top 5 right back.
Wingers. I think.
Egal. Who did we play in the semi-final? Who did England play in the semi-final?
Not
Tell me the players in
defender.
those-
Not defender.
Croatia.
It's just his main position.
So
It's
tell me
his
the
main
players in
position.
those positions.
Arnold is
We don't have better players.
Arnold is suspect defensively. defensively.
It makes me
with
crucial
the
position.
And people who deny that,
No.
people who deny
How about
that
this?
are off their head.
Who's an
With
England
back
fan here?
three.
Because I'm not an England fan. Who's an England fan here?
Oh, that's
I'm
four
Everyone
England
went
fan.
quiet. Everyone went quiet.
No, I
Okay,
love
so-
England.
So who do
It's
you guys
just
support?
depressing.
Who do you guys support? Because I support France.
I'd rather support.
It used to be
women-
Holland for me.
I'd
I
rather
like
support
Portugal's team,
I
but like, I
I'd
don't
rather
support
yeah.
them.
Yeah, I'd rather
I support
support
Spain.
someone shit like Tunisia than England, and that's not even a
Wait,
joke.
Jem, boys in this chat. Who in this chat is from England? Who lives in England?
I live
Yeah,
in
I'm
England.
Oh, I'm
The
from
point
England.
is this:
How much of a vibe was the World Cup and the games?
wasn't
were held?
It was
I
a
was- I
massive
was-
party.
I
I said
was-
big. It was a mad thing. Everyone was celebrating,
let me
and then
ask
as
you
soon
this.
one second, and then as soon as all these players start playing crap, yeah, all the oofs come out, yeah, and they start turning on them, and that's what happens in football.
We do
And
it.
the players,
Wait. We
The
do
players
it
have
every
the-
single tournament.
Go on.
Every single blooming
that World
tournament.
Cup was
We go,
so
wait, is it
good.
Amiros? Wait.
Oh,
we go,
it was.
England are gonna get, they're gonna get to the semi-finals. They do great in the
I
group
said
stages.
they
They
weren't,
smash
Phil.
it. They get to the knockouts, and then
Didn't
they
even play
flop.
anyone.
So why am
Didn't
I
even
going to
play
set
anyone.
myself up to
Yeah,
flop
like
all the
why?
time?
Yeah,
They're a
people say
flop
to
team.
us. People say to. Yeah, I agree with Jem. Continue on to your point. We scored the first goal against Croatia, right? That was a mad thing, and all of us can admit it. We were gassed, and then they fuck it up. This is the problem with England. They get our listen, just like their development in the group stages to the semis is a fuck up. Just like that game that we played. Yeah. Their goals, Croatia's goals were shit compared to them we scored, and we still lost the game. That's the problem with England. We let our heads drop too much.
It's knockout football, though.
who's
Yeah,
pissing?
but listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. People can blame Kane. People can blame Kane and say he wasn't playing good that day. But as a team, when you're representing a country, it's all of you involved, even the manager. Yeah, and this is the thing people forget. I'm not Kane's biggest fan, but I do think he's a good player. But everyone giving him hate on that day, it wasn't good. You have to blame the whole team.
Yeah, but
You
that's
watch
the
back.
argument. I thought we were
Everyone's
talking
team,
about when
yeah.
England had a good team.
But then
England do have a good team.
We played a
in
good
the-
team. Yes, we played a good team.
No.
We played Kane and
Man City.
Sterling as an attack.
One
They
second.
should be netting back 3 goals against Croatia.
Sterling had the same ball squared to him in the Europa League, in the Champions League, and he hit the bar.
Yeah.
Now we know why he didn't square it.
Even if England fans make fun of Kane, he still could have hit the bar. We don't know.
Yeah, but
Now
I
we
think
know
it's
why he
wrong
didn't
for
pass
people
that
to say
ball.
that England don't have a good
Listen,
team. They do have a good team.
England do have a good team. We do have a good team.
Boys, stop it. You're all over talking each other. No one can hear anything.
Kane
So
to the
just
play.
allow people to talk, innit?
Right, one second. 2018, are you guys saying that we had... Right, let me get your opinion on this, all of you. Did we have a good team in 2018 or not? Tell me.
No. Yeah, we have fucking Jordan Henderson, mate. What are you on about?
Just gas that player up, bro. Just gas that player up, man. I don't even remember him even being there.
Can I give you a different perspective?
Go on,
Compare it to France.
Oh, we are a shit team compared to France. We're shit compared to France.
Okay, compare it to Holland. Compare it to Holland right now.
We're still shit. We're still shit.
No, they're the better squad than Holland.
Come on. Okay. If we're not shit, then we're roughly around the same level. Then look at the players that we have.
Listen,
and the best known, right?
You can't pick up an England team that hasn't won anything since 1960.
Yes, exactly.
So what are you setting yourself up for? A flop every year.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that we're gonna win the freaking thing.
Jen, that's not the argument though. The argument is whether the team's good, the players are good.
The argument would always be the case because look at when we had Lampard and all of these lot when they were in their primes, it's still flopped.
Were those players not class?
Amiros,
Jem, it was the system that they played, man.
Listen,
Amiros. Is good enough. I don't think.
No, we just weren't good enough. It weren't the system.
Listen,
they were not.
It was not the system. It was not the system. It was not the system. It's ridiculous that people can say it's the system.
Let me say something.
They came back after international football and they were playing like the players that they should be.
I agree with that.
You look back, you put their club football comparison to their national football. Yeah. They should be embarrassed that they're playing like that. They should be embarrassed.
What I want to say is this 3 at the back system that you're playing with England is just totally just wrong. It's wrong. Like you got guys like Sancho who doesn't suit that system.
Sancho has stinkers for England. He's ruined by Southgate.
I understand that, but that comes down to the manager to get the best out of these.
No, I agree with you.
I'm
agreeing with you.
I feel you need to go and get a manager from the continent
who's
known for playing football. Because we've got footballing players now. It's not boot the ball up the field anymore. So why are we not trying to use them to the best of their ability?
Who's available? Who is available?
I'll answer that question short and simple for you. These English players, do not play the way they play for their clubs for their national team. Full stop. And they haven't done for a very, very, very.
No, they don't care.
The reason is
it's not about that. It's about consistency in the side. So when you look at the start of this season, teams like Manchester United who had 1 training session, absolutely no preseason, they just can't gel. Nothing's happening. Passes aren't happening. When you have every friendly and every game in the England squad, and there isn't even a settled spine, don't hope for anything because every player is picked by the media. Don't trust
Your
it.
comment
Hope
about
for
United
nothing.
is a bit of a
Go and do
stretch.
something else. Go and do
No,
something else
it
for an hour.
isn't. It's not a stretch. It's not
Not a stretch. I agree.
It is a
I
stretch.
What
agree.
about
It is a
what
stretch.
about
You've
Harris
had 5
and
games.
Almiroth?
Come on, mate.
What do you guys think? There's two people who
Yeah,
haven't
we've had
chimed
5
in.
games,
Let
but
them
we're still
chime
not
in.
good enough. So there's no
Yeah,
opinion in that. Then we're still not good enough.
Wait.
Let these guys pipe in. Yo, Harris, Almiroth, what do you guys think about the whole England thing?
I personally think the England squad is not good enough. If you compare it to, like, I don't think we can win a Euros. I think that squad, we just got lucky. Like, look at the teams we were beating. We were beating shit teams. We beat Colombia on penalties. Everyone gets gassed over the high that, yeah, we got to the semi-finals. But look who we beat, man. It's not like we had a hard run in. You know what, yeah? If you look at that defense, yeah, Phil Jones was named in that 23-man England squad. Our defense was shit. Yeah, we played 3 at the back, yeah. Oh my God. And people think this team is good. It's just the media gassing you up,
He's
up,
right.
yeah.
But do you
And
know,
you
do you
lot
know
get
what?
brainwashed.
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
agree. I
We
agree.
played
Do you know what
3
the-
at the
do you know
back.
what the problem
We played 3
is?
at the back. Yeah. Yeah, go on.
Do you know what the problem is? Our best
What the problem
defender, in my opinion, can only play at a 3 at the back system.
Who's that?
Who's that? Who's
Don't
that?
say
Connor
Joe Gomez.
Cody.
Does him.
Connor Cody.
I thought
Really?
you were going to say Joe Gomez.
You think
As a
Connor?
leader-
You
as a
think?
leader-
Harry Maguire.
as a leader,
Right, listen. I respect you never said Joe Gomez because I would have left, yeah?
You're saying I would have
Literally.
left as well.
No, but what do you no. As a leader and as an organizer, as a centre back, Connor Cody is our best defender.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
Fair
with
enough.
that.
And the only way we can fit him in is at a 3 back. That's the only way. And his distribution as a defender is very, very good because he's a
Yeah, it is.
midfielder at the start.
Good.
Then
He's
why
good.
not? And why? The reason is the thing is we're not going to bin Gomez. We're not going to bin Gomez because of all the hype Liverpool have gotten. This is the thing no one realizes. The more gas your club gets, the more likely you're going to be put into the national
Forget
team.
about that.
That's
There's a bigger issue. He still has too much faith in the guys who were in that team in 2018. Some of them have to go.
100%.
Yeah, it's like,
Dyer is the first one that needs to go.
Can I add on to
Kyle
that?
Walker also.
Can I add on to that though?
Eric Dyer.
Listen, yeah, right. Defensively, Wan-Bissaka's better than Trent, yeah. But attacking
No,
wise,
he's not.
defensively,
Defensively awful.
Defensively,
No, defensively
he
it
is.
is.
Tackle.
Yeah.
Defensively, he is.
Tackle.
Completely disagree.
Oh, no, okay, but me and Indiana can say that he was awful at the end of last season. We can say he was awful, but overall he's better than Trent defensively. Attacking
But
wise,
who would
yes,
you pick
Trent
in your
is better.
team?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Southgate is only kept in the players like Joe Gomez and Alexander Arnold, who are both from Liverpool.
Wait, who was England manager when Zaha got his first call up?
One second.
Who?
Okay.
Hodgson.
I don't know. Yeah, Hodgson. Yeah, Hodgson. What I'm saying is Joe Gomez and
Never
Arnold.
coming
They're both
home
from
then.
Liverpool.
Really?
They're both from Liverpool.
Never gonna come home.
Gareth
That's a true
Southgate
comment, by the way. Very true comment.
Southgate is gassing them up and putting him in the team because of how well their club has done.
Yeah.
Joe Gomez could have the shittest game ever, and he could conclude onto that with the shit form. Yeah, but Southgate will keep him in the team because of how well and successful Liverpool have been. And that's factual. Why not put Wan-Bissaka in there?
I think this Joe Gomez. I think this Joe Gomez slander has gone a little bit too far. Now. I think what you have is a very, very decent defender. I think if you're going to play at a 3 back, I think having Joe Gomez as the right centre back and Trent Alexander-Arnold as the right wing back will work.
No, but you man forget how old Joe Gomez is as well. He's young, you know. And he's
he's still, there's no excuse. There's no excuse.
He is, but Tyrone Ming.
No.
All these guys are the same level.
Wait. Because I'm sick and tired of this stupid Joe Gomez slander after having one bad game. Yeah.
No, it's not one bad game. It's not one bad game.
How is it not one bad game?
It was not one bad game. All the Liverpool fans say that he's a good leader, right? What the fuck was that against Raheem Sterling? That's not a good example of a captain. And he's not a good player either. He's mediocre at best. He's mediocre at best. We share the same table.
No. 1 second, let each other finish.
Let me land.
Ads, let him talk.
No, I was talking first. I was starting my sentence first.
You didn't let me finish.
Talking about tables. talking about tables, Joe Gomez deserves to be on the same table as Phil Jones, and that's not even a joke.
No, shut up. No, you're mocking
You're
mocking it.
No,
You're mocking it. You're mocking it.
I'm not mocking
Don't
anything.
compare your shite defenders with ours, yeah?
You think he's good? You think he's that good? Joe
Bruv,
Gomez.
there's a reason why that partnership with Van Dijk works.
You know what?
Good.
He's a good defender, but a lot of Liverpool fans have tried to make it out that he's as good as Van Dijk.
I never said he's not. I categorically said he is never as good as Van Dijk, but potentially he can be a top defender.
No matter what,
that comes with experience. That comes with experience
in the team. That counts for a lot. No matter what you think about him, he still won a title.
Yeah, of course. He's a good defender. He's a good defender.
Phil Jones was there when Man United winning, and Phil Jones was there when Man United won.
Phil Jones is nothing though, man. Just forget, man. Shit.
You remove Virgil van Dijk away from Joe Gomez, it makes him a very average defender. Wait a sec. But that doesn't mean that he can't become this, like you said, great defender, because I do think he's got potential. But at the moment, he is suspect when he isn't next to someone that if you put any defender next to Virgil van Dijk, you look good because you're next to Virgil van Dijk. That's my point at the moment, right? When you remove Virgil van Dijk away from that, I think he's suspect at the moment. I don't think he's the lead. I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's the leader. You know why?
I'd love him to partner with Connor Cody. Because what I saw from Connor Cody in the couple of the games that he's played, his organization of that back line, telling players where to go, telling players that come a bit closer, go a little bit further out, come towards that right wing back. Joe Gomez will be decent. Joe Gomez with Connor Cody would be so good.
Yeah, because he's a leader. Again, he's being told what to do, where to go. You know, there's a bit more of control.
Yeah, because obviously as a young player, he still needs to learn his trade.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is Joe Gomez in that England squad, if he's gonna, I think he should be in that starting 11 if Connor Cody's gonna be there as well, because you'll get one, because he'll be a better option for me than Harry Maguire.
Listen,
I can agree on that. It's just my opinion, bro. It's just my opinion. There's no beef. I
get
that, but I just think it went a little bit too far.
It takes ruthlessness as a manager to win in internationals, and Gareth Southgate does not have the ruthlessness to get rid of Harry Maguire. He doesn't have the ruthlessness to even get rid of John Stones until he made himself
just an English Unai Emery, you know.
Mate, when he failed to call up Jack Grealish, that's where I said this guy is he has to go. How do you not? I ain't got a beef with Mount. Yeah, Chelsea fans might find this upsetting, but how's Mount getting called up before Jack Grealish?
Yeah, but do you watch Mount?
Fair enough. I agree.
It's not fair enough. How is that fair enough?
That's true.
No, one second. Amiros is here. Let him speak.
Let me say this.
I'm just asking.
Jack Grealish is a captain of a prominent football club, and he is an integral part of that player and has more tools to his trade than Mason Mount. But yeah, Mason Mount is a very good technical player. So is Jack Grealish. But do you know what Jack Grealish has? He has a bite to him. That.
Yeah, and we've got one more thing, which we just said about Joe Gomez. He has room for
leadership
improvement. Mason Mount.
He's Jack Grealish, a winger.
People forget that. He's still got a lot to learn. And yes, he's a good talent, and he could be something potentially very good for Chelsea. But he's not ready. He's not ready yet.
He's not at the level he should be.
Nah.
And yes, he's only young. And
I think he's a lot better. I think if you put Mason Mount in that Villa team, he'd do exactly the same.
I don't rate Mount.
I don't think Mason Mount fighting into challenges the way Jack Grealish.
Wait, 1 second. What did he say?
Mason Mount can basically carry Villa, basically.
Nah, man.
No, Mason Mount.
Did you watch him
at Derby? They won't do well.
Derby. Did anyone here watch him at Derby? Genuinely, did anyone watch him at Derby?
Yeah, we watched him. We heard about him. Well, I didn't really heard about. I heard about Harry Wilson majority of the time, but not Mason Mount.
I need to talk to you about. I'm a Chelsea fan. I need to talk to you about Mason Mount and just clear this right up for a second. Last season, Mason Mount played how many of our games in the season?
Near enough all of them.
Okay, and how many of them did he actually shine in them? And how many games did he go missing in them?
I think Billy Gilmore and
but Amiros, look, my point is this: it's not that I'm blaming Mason Mount and saying he's a shit player. It's not the case. I just think with Mason Mount, he needs to be bedded into that team. He shouldn't just be thrown into a squad without any Premier League. He's never played in the Premier League before, bro. Thrown in the Premier League, which is the best league in the world. Yeah.
With last season, how many times would you have said in the starting lineup he played in the middle in his position?
A lot, because we didn't have any
No, he
options.
didn't, mate. Come on, he played.
I would argue it'd be very different.
Mate, we didn't play 4-3-3 a lot last year. We only played about 3 or 4 times.
But for me, he don't get in this season. Can't put Kai Havertz in front of him. And that's me saying that as a Chelsea fan.
And Jem, I completely agree. If we're playing 4-2-3-1, he doesn't get in. If we're playing 4-3-3, would you not put him as the other 8?
Yeah, but you see Grealish, sometimes Grealish will play off the left. Sometimes he'll play the actual
potentially, Amiros, potentially, if we're at home and we're playing, I don't know, someone that's sitting back a lot.
Do you know what it is with Mount? Yeah, with Mount, and I understand the people that say the Lampard son. And I get that. I of course agree. Jack Grealish is I think he's worldy. I can't believe Man United didn't buy him. With Mason Mount, I completely understand, which is why I don't get why a lot of people get weirded out by the fact managers pick him. When we don't have him on our team and we're playing a good side, and Jem, you can admit this, we're missing something. There's something not there. His energy, his pressing.
I don't get that comment. I don't get that comment. I think Chelsea have nearly everything that you need, bro. Honestly.
Mason Mount.
Are you talking about? Wait, Amiros, are you talking about last season? Or are you talking about this season, bro? What are you talking about?
Talk about last season.
What, sorry?
Are you talking about last season?
We can only go 3 games this season. Last season and this season. Did you not think when Mount wasn't playing, we were missing something? I mean, look at that West Brom game. Did we get back into that game without Mount?
There was many games last season where Mount was playing, and I felt like we were playing with 10 men because he was not involved enough in the game. In the big games against the top 6, he went missing. He went missing, mate. He wasn't there. I was like, "Where's Mason Mount? He wasn't in the game."
He's a bit
like those games where
Can I conclude on what said? Can I conclude on what Jim's just said? You were talking about Mount not being ready just be dropped into the team, yeah. The same thing with Dan James. I think Dan James could be a good player, but he's just not where he's meant to be right now. Just like Mount.
Right now,
James runs away, like when De Gea kicks the ball towards him, he kind of runs away from the ball as if he doesn't want to receive it. And the thing is, he'll always call for the ball and hold on to it too long. Like, how many goals did we have scored with him holding the ball on the wing and not cutting through? All he does is go on the outside and try to score, but he hasn't got the power to shoot.
Really?
Dan James got no football intelligence. No,
you should check football intelligence.
Yeah, I'm a United fan. I'm a United
both in the league.
But
have a look at them stats.
You have to remember Dan
James,
year of senior football at Swansea.
Yeah, exactly. Dan James.
It's not his fault.
It's not his fault, but for him to shoot outside the box.
Yeah, one second. I got my boy from France. Yo, Ahmed, what's good? Ahmed, he's muted. Yo, you're muted. Can I unmute him? No, you can't unmute somebody who muted themselves. Yo, Ahmed, what's good, bro? Yo, sorry guys, I cut you off.
Amiros, just quickly, having Mason Mount as a in the squad is exceptional. He's a great talent. I'm not saying that he's crap and I don't like him or whatever. It's nothing like that. He's great to have. I think he gives us a lot of strength.
But Jen, do you understand when Lamp starts him? Do you get it why he does? Like against Liverpool, did you get it why he did and why he didn't pick Hudson-Odoi? There was a reason behind that. Surely you got why he didn't.
Yeah, for the work ethic. That's the only reason he put him there.
No, 100%. Mate, I'm not trying to say that Mason Mount's some unbelievable world-class player. I think he's a top player. But if Kai Havertz and him are fighting for a spot, Kai Havertz is taking the spot every day. What I don't like is the Chelsea fans that go mental when Lampard puts him on the wing for a game. There's a reason why he's doing it.
Yeah, but
no, but I think why Chelsea, if I can speak for Chelsea fans, is that they got the likes of Callum Hudson-Odoi, who are seasoned out wingers, and
not been good enough. Not been good enough.
But Hudson-Odoi is double the player that Mason Mount is.
I think Callum Hudson-Odoi about a year ago could have been one of England's best. I think at the moment Mason Greenwood is going to be England's top player. I think Callum Hudson-Odoi a year ago was very, very in that mix. Since his injury, he's not the same player. Whether that means that he needs a loan or he needs...
all I'm gonna say is, yeah,
Like, bro, the guy was going through a rape charge last year. That's why I don't think he was performing well. Bro,
Miros, you were saying about you were saying about Mount and his potential, right? All I'm gonna say is, and you said about how you can understand why the manager will put him into the first team. I don't understand why Ollie puts James into the first team. That's what I don't understand. And I'd roughly say Mount and James are roughly around the same skill level.
Well, they're definitely not around the same skill level.
No. Okay, right. Okay, if I have to say who's better, I'd say Mount edges it.
Mount's better by miles,
Mount
mate.
is better than James.
Yeah, we can all agree on that.
That's true.
Who's James? Who's James? Dan James.
And what I'm saying,
what are you comparing the two?
Yeah, no,
exactly.
Trash.
That's what I'm trying to say. But I don't listen. The reason why Ollie starts James is because he thinks, oh yeah, he's gonna give him time and he's gonna flow through into the game and he's gonna play well. You've seen he's not meant to start.
No, Ollie started him because he didn't have a choice.
No,
Yeah, he didn't have a choice.
When Greenwood was basically dominating the right side, we played James on the right and we didn't play Greenwood, and it wasn't because of an injury. It wasn't because of an injury. No, it's true.
You mean the start of last season?
No, not the start of last season. I'm talking about when we were on our run. One game, Dan James played instead of Greenwood, and Ollie came out and said that Greenwood wasn't living up to what he was meant to be doing, which I think is a disgraceful comment.
No, Ollie said that because in order to protect him, he's a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Putting an 18-year-old on every week,
yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. I can say that the United fans are angry, but that's the one time I understood that Ollie was trying to do the right thing and try to put Dan James on instead of Greenwood.
Right, but what's your point in relation to Mount?
Yes, because you said that you can understand why Lampard puts on Mount, and I'm saying that I can sometimes understand why Ollie puts on Dan James, and they're roughly,
they're not roughly anything.
When he has no
they're
choice.
nowhere near the same
capability.
No, so when he has no choice, and we've got injuries, and you have to play people out of positions, you throw a Mason Mount in a position that don't obviously suit.
He plays Mount out of position because he can do a job, but Mount has to, as a kid now, Mount has to grow and learn in his best position, which is as a number 8.
Yeah, we know that, and that's what
Mason Mount and Dan James aren't even close on the same level.
No,
Mason Mount,
we know that.
Miles.
He was not comparing the player level; he was comparing the treatment of the player.
Circumstances. Yeah.
I
mean, Dan James is better anyway.
Where's the green screen? Yo, guys, could you do me a favor? Could you share this on your Twitter just so people can know where we are?
No worries.
And what do you call it?
Did you tweet this out?
Yeah, I tweeted it out, and I tweeted out the link to so people can join in. But yo, quick question to two guys covering your screen, Harris and Amros. Harris, you support United, right?
100%. Yeah, go on.
And Amros, who do you support again? Chelsea. Okay, I kind of can guess what everyone else's ages are, but how old are you guys?
I'm 20.
Okay, and Amros?
26.
You know what, Amros? I thought you were a lot younger than that, because.
Nah, 26. I look younger, but no, I'm 26.
Well, we don't know how you look, so.
No, you can see his pictures on Twitter and stuff.
But yeah, on Facebook or Instagram.
So here's my discussion starter. No. Here's my discussion starter. Okay. Chelsea got backed, and they got how much in the window they spent? 200+ million, right?
Yeah, 230 million.
Arteta got what?
A lot of money.
50 for Partey, another 30, maybe say 80 million, right? Spent in the window. How much did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer spend? You could say easily over 100, right?
This window or
this window or last window?
This window.
He didn't get anything.
Lot. Has he even spent 100 million?
Come on, bro.
It was 30. It was
even that kid from Atlanta was 37 million.
No, but he was 20 million with 20 million add-ons.
No,
Palestri.
Yeah, this guy was what? This other guy that they got, this Traore was what 30-odd million, wasn't he?
I think it was 40, mate. I think.
Yeah.
No, 20 million of it was add-ons.
It was 40 million.
It's like Pepe was like 5 years, like add-ons or something.
Wait, Egal.
No, that was installments.
Egal, what was your question?
What's your point?
My question is, with all these guys getting this much money, do you think who's on the most pressure? Because I think it's still Lampard. Even though Oli currently could get back because of performances.
Oli's gone, man. Oli's gone.
Have
you seen his fixtures? Leipzig, Arsenal, Chelsea, PSG. There's no coming back for that guy, man.
Egal, what do you define as pressure?
Pressure to win the league, obviously, is Lampard. Arteta has no pressure
Yeah, but
to win the league.
I think people always get this confused, and this is the thing that I've always thought about Arsenal, and it's becoming relevant for Man United. I don't think the team 8 years ago that were Man United, that were sort of league it's not the same team anymore. I genuinely don't think they're if you spoke to most of their fans, I mean, I don't know this.
It's pretty clear.
To answer your question, I'll be honest. To answer your question, who has the most pressure? You were talking about from their board, or from the rival fans, I guess. It would be Chelsea. But we're talking about from their own fan base.
No, I'd say
No. Let me finish. From their own fan base, it's Arsenal, because you guys need to get back in the top 4. With Chelsea, we still have a project with United. Their situation is their board.
Can I just say one thing?
I'm gonna have to kick out some people.
Man United are in second. If Oli doesn't get top 4 this season, he's out, bro.
I don't think it's gonna be that long. I think he's got over the next month.
Yeah, exactly. If he's not, if he's not gone before then, that's his last chance to get top 4. If he doesn't get
even with that, you can say that, but I still think it's Arsenal.
Man United,
pressure in terms of their own. No, in terms of your own fan base, it is. Because you guys keep saying,
hang on.
Let me finish then. Because I always talk about expectancy from their own fans. With Chelsea, other than Monster, I don't really hear any other Chelsea fans saying that we're going to win the league or we're really going to challenge. For us, it's about closing the gap and finishing third. I heard a lot of Arsenal fans saying you guys will finish 4th. So you guys have to get into the Champions League for next season.
I'm the only Arsenal fan saying we're going to backing the club. My boy Kesh is not backing the club. He's saying finishing 5th.
No, and I heard and you guys. I've also heard other Arsenal fans saying that you'll get 4th.
Bro, there is way more Arsenal fans who are saying there's way more Arsenal fans and rival fans who are saying Arsenal are not going to finish in the top 4.
Well, there are more Arsenal fans saying that you guys will finish 4th than Chelsea will challenge or win the league.
I'm not part of that though. I'm with you.
There is, because due to the fact there is, because it's all about expectation and hype. And there's more hype about Arteta.
Prime.
Yeah.
Forget what you're hearing from certain Arsenal fans. Yeah, I'm talking from the expectations from what.
No. And again, Kesh, I just explained to you. I always base things off expectations for what I'm hearing from everyone else. Because how I view the game is completely different from how everyone else views the game.
I'm saying it's not really totally down to the fans. The only time it comes down to the fans is if you're in a position of Liverpool or City where they're definitely expected to challenge.
Yes, and I also did say. Let him land.
No matter what us fans think,
yes,
it's not going to apply any pressure to Arteta. The board and Edu and Arteta, they already know what this project is, and it is over the next 2 or 3 years, where they can expect us to be finishing top 4 and actually pushing on and doing better.
Yeah.
Even though Arsenal fans saying 5th, realistically, Arsenal fans said it's 5th or 4th.
Yeah.
We're not going to finish any higher than that. It's 5th or 4th. Yeah. Whether we finish 5th or 4th, obviously 4th we can push on next season. If we don't finish 4th and we finish 5th, then we're basically slacking off, basically.
But the thing is,
an extra year to push on.
Cash. The only thing that Cash. The only thing that
do you not think you're going to
matters
go to
about
the
is
Europa League or go straight for top 4?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If 5th place and 4th place, if you win Europa League and come 5th place, I see no difference in finishing.
No, there's no difference. Of course, there's no difference.
Cash, I main aim for you just to be in the Champions League. That's it.
Cash, I did also say that. I did also say from the board, it's Chelsea. Our expectation, we have the most expectation from the board. So that's why I separate the board expectation and fan expectation.
Yeah, but the
there are
fan
two different things in my
expectation
opinion.
at this point is irrelevant, really. For teams like Arsenal and Chelsea, the fan expectation is so irrelevant right now.
You can also say board expectation right now is irrelevant.
Yeah, it is. I'm not denying that it's relevant because Arteta's not going to get sacked if we finish fifth, and obviously that's where I expect us to finish because we didn't go out and address the areas that we need to address.
Can I just quickly say something on the whole pressure and which manager would have the most pressure and how I see it? I think out of everyone in the top 6, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has probably the most pressure out of any other manager, mainly down to the size of Manchester United and the scrutiny he gets from the media. I think the only club that can match that scrutiny, and I feel sorry for the person that's going to is when Jurgen Klopp leaves. I think once Jurgen Klopp leaves and someone who's going to replace Jurgen Klopp, that scrutiny is going to be on the same. It's going to be scrutiny is going to be on the same level as
no, but Ram, if it's Steven Gerrard, then I think there'll be a little less pressure on him because
no. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it won't. No, wait. I'll see you later, Joe. I'll tell you why. Because the media like to do this a lot. They like to use a lot of historical narratives and everything. They'll say that Jurgen Klopp was Bill Shankly, and Steven Gerrard, a guy that was in the club, that was brought up by the club, knows its values, knows how to win and everything like that. He's going to be that Bob Paisley kind of person, one of our most successful managers. The media won't care. The media honestly won't care if Steven Gerrard. If Steven Gerrard was the manager, he's going to get absolutely slaughtered. No, because
Ram, Frank Lampard's currently the manager of Chelsea, and right now he's getting the love from the media.
No, but
one at a time, guys.
Let me answer that. The difference between Frank Lampard coming in, because Chelsea fans weren't happy with Maurizio Sarri. They hated him. They didn't want him. They were crying for Frank Lampard. No. Let me finish. The difference is that Jurgen Klopp has done so much for this club. He's brought us from the ashes and brought us back to us being a big club, attracting all these players. Yes. It's going to be difficult for someone else to replicate that kind of thing that Jurgen Klopp has done.
Okay. Don't get time off the Rams. No, wait. 1, from the ashes, no, because you weren't a League 2 team. 2, it's different because we had a transfer ban. Not many managers would have came in, which is why we brought in Lampard. It depends on your situation. When Gerrard comes in to manage Liverpool, it will depend on your situation. Because if he comes right after, say Gerrard comes next season, when you're still one of the best teams in the world, yes, he will have massive expectations on him. But if he comes in a situation kind of like Chelsea were in last season, or kind of like Arsenal are in right now,
you'll get time.
He will definitely get time. Yeah. Look at the narrative around Frank last season. The narrative was perfect. He's playing this youth and yada yada yada. That's the narrative that will be around.
For me, because Jurgen Klopp has done what he's done, and the trajectory of Liverpool has always been like that. Media will be expecting Steven Gerrard to be continuing that same curve, and especially
but that's the media. Though. They know there's going to be a reason.
And this will be an added incentive to it, especially if he's successful with Rangers and wins the title for them. They'll be like, "You've done it up in Scotland. Why can't you do it here? Why can't you continue to
It also depends when he comes in and what Liverpool as a club and team are like at that moment.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing though? The difference with Liverpool is, all right, the 3 biggest teams in England are Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man United, right? Yeah. Liverpool, if Steven Gerrard wants to come in and take over Klopp's role, expectations are going to be higher and higher and higher, and it's going to be continuing on. When Steven Gerrard retires, it's grow on. The hype is going to keep going on, yeah? The difference with Manchester United and Arsenal is our managers, the expectations have gone down, yeah? And Ole has done a good job to keep it on a narrow I guess you could say, see it as a plank, right? It's not all the way there, and it's not all the way on the bad side either. It's right in the middle. he's going down. He's going down a dark path with the club. And the thing is, I have to say, Liverpool are the best run club in England. And if people disagree with me, that's fine. Because I'm not talking about overall. I'm saying, as of now, you cannot argue that Liverpool are not the best club and not the best run club. That you can't say.
Can I say something on this? The
Yeah,
best run club based on money spent. I hate to say it, is Spurs.
No, but Egal, if you look at the
money
bigger
spent,
picture,
I'm not looking at trophies. Money spent. The best club based on money spent is not Liverpool, it's Spurs. They
Can't
have,
look at it like that.
They have a lower wage bill. They have a lower wage bill than Southampton.
Listen, Egal, bro, I love you,
yeah,
but
who wants to know their club?
Make your point.
My point is, I hate Spurs, but to be honest, for the amount of money they spend, they are punching above their weight so heavy that it's unrealistic how they do it. It just, you have to give them credit.
I disagree.
Be angry, bro.
Yeah, I understand your point. However, as a club, look at I remember the stat specifically. There were 2 seasons collectively under Poch where out of those 2 seasons collectively, they won the most points and they should have won the league. Who won the league in those 2 seasons? Chelsea and City. The reason why is because those 2 clubs improved their squad and actually had the drive to win it, whereas Spurs didn't. Under Poch, when they should have went out and got like a superstar to add to what they have and push them into winning the league, or they get to a Champions League final and they can't actually sustain it and win it.
Yeah,
that's not a good run club.
That's not a good run club.
Yeah. It's the same thing with Liverpool. What Klopp, what everything that he's done, he still bought the big players in a Van Dijk or an Alisson or a Fabinho to push them on to win a Champions League or a Prem.
And just get angry, bro.
I sort of had
even said that he's.
I was gonna say I just had an epiphany about if going back to Jurgen Klopp and the pressure that the other manager is gonna have. He's already started to build a squad for the future now. Like if you look at the interviews and look at the squad list that he's done, like Klopp is bringing in the likes of Kumateo, Sepp Vandenberg, Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones. He is trying to do the thing that Sir Alex Ferguson arguably didn't do, which is give the next manager an easier ride and help push this Liverpool side forward, and expecting that manager to do the same for the next manager, and then the next manager, and then the next manager.
You know what it is though?
You can say that, Rams, but what if the next manager doesn't want Curtis Jones or Sepp Vandenberg or whoever you guys have, or he doesn't suit the system?
Well, then that's the thing. That's going to be down to him whether they're going to be selling him or probably getting some money from them, doing some transfers. But the players that they have, they are valuable. They are valuable players. They will be valued. Curtis Jones is a very, very valuable player because of the quality that he has. Harvey Elliott,
and also him being English.
Him being English.
That's a shot.
It's gonna be heavily valued.
I agreed. Actually, yes,
I agreed. One of the best run clubs.
In my opinion, Leicester have the best owners in football.
They have the best owners. They have the best owners in football.
I'm the best at changing top so quickly, bro. See that?
Nah, seriously, Leicester, they have the best owners. The stuff that they did for the community. Because one of my friends used to work at Leicester Football Club. The things that they did for that community and everything has just been immense.
Yeah,
their owners are.
Can I just say one thing? Leicester are a strong community, bro. After the loss of that guy that worked there, listen, that just proves how strong the community is. Everyone was hating on Leicester and saying about how, only because they won they came close. No, they've always been a good run club. I feel like, if they win again, it will be well deserved. And they do deserve something these days, not just 2016 when they won. I feel like Leicester proved themselves against City, and City should be scared when they have another game against them. And I think everyone should be worried about Leicester this season.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Leicester.
It's the thing with Leicester is though it's sustaining it that's the problem, and in terms of making that push on, and that's the big thing with them. They need to make that push.
Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to. They're trying to get a good core group. Then once I think what they're trying to do, once they get in, hopefully if they get into that Champions League position, they start to add a little bit more here, a little bit more there, just keep adding.
It might be a bit too late though, because if they don't get back into the Champions League soon, they might miss their chance to get that X factor player that could have picked them on.
That is true, yeah.
Quick question. Do you guys think bandwagon fans exist in football? Because I think there is a big level of success. Your success drives a lot of bandwagon fans. So Ram, how do you feel? How do you feel right now? Your team is so good that you have a lot of bandwagon fans that jumped on because of the connection with Mo Salah and Mane, and a lot of the Muslim world has joined Liverpool in supporting Liverpool throughout this whole time period. And the same with Partey. We're going to have a lot of fans from Ghana coming to Arsenal just because of Partey. Let's be honest.
But
it's like with Ronaldo.
I don't mind really. Like, obviously, we have a lot of fans in Japan, obviously because of Takumi Minamino. But honestly, I don't really mind if they're gonna badmouth our players. Then I do have a problem with that. But if they want to support the club, put money into the club, bro, do whatever the hell you want to do. Put as much money as you want.
Bad mouthing players?
But
they ain't loyal. They ain't loyal.
No,
that's the problem.
But if they end up bad mouthing
like when the
players,
hard time come, they're gonna disappear. They're gonna disappear.
No, because we already got that loyalty anyway. We already had that loyalty with Liverpool Football Club for God knows how long.
Some of my boys were United fans back in the day, and now all of a sudden they're Madrid or Juve fans.
Look, but no, but honestly,
because our community is built on deluded 12-year-olds. That's why.
But honestly, like, I wouldn't mind if there's bandwagon fans. If they're putting money into our club, bro, win-win situation.
Also, is that not what having a fan base is all about?
No, because we already established the fan base.
No, Rams, I'm not saying that.
I was gonna say we already had an established fan base before when we were crap.
I'm not talking about an established fan base. I'm talking about the fact that as well, not as fans, but as a club, they always want to grow the fan base and make it bigger. That's why you can. Yeah, and the thing is, so there's nothing wrong necessarily with bandwagon fans because it just means your fan base is growing. So if I know you didn't say that, but I'm backing your point. I didn't say you said it. I'm backing your point.
Yeah.
So if someone comes in and because Liverpool signs Takumi Minamino, and that's how I like Minamino, I'll back Liverpool, and that's how they grow in and fall in love with the club. That's not a problem.
Like, Egal, bring that comment up, please. That's a scandalous comment. Bring that comment back up, please. Liverpool's youngsters are dead food. Some dusty ballers, except Trent. That's bullshit.
We don't care about you.
I don't want to hear anyone say that.
Don't go on.
You don't know our players, bro. We don't know.
I mean, him saying dusty ballers is extreme, but
that's one of my moderators. To be fair, that's one of my moderators.
No.
Trying to get the chat lit,
Apparently, the guy knows more than Jurgen Klopp because apparently Jurgen Klopp rates these players so highly. So
okay,
Curtis Jones at Arsenal would get more game time than Willock, 100%. Let's be honest.
Rams. All I'm going to say to you is that don't get when people say stuff like that. Rams. All I'm going to say is when people say stuff like that, don't get defensive. It doesn't matter because
I'm not getting offensive. I'm just saying.
Let me just say because for example, Frank rates Mason Mount, but half the Chelsea fans don't. So it doesn't matter what the fans think. If the manager actually rates the player and they're going to play him and develop, a coach is a coach for a reason because they have the badges. They are going to, they know more about a player since they see them every single day than any of us will. So it doesn't matter whether we rate the player or don't.
That's great.
Give the man the floor. He just came in. Give him the floor.
Can I just say to Prime's point earlier, when I came in about bandwagon fans, I agree with what you said in terms of it's beneficial for the club. But where I have a problem with bandwagon fans is the ones that want to voice their opinion on social media about things when they haven't got a clue what's really going on. That's the issue I have.
Yeah, that's
I haven't got a problem with foreign fans. I haven't got because I'm a foreigner myself. I'm not originally from the UK, so I haven't got a problem with foreign fans. And you do get foreign fans, for example. for example, like Egal's from Canada, but he's a real Arsenal fan. So there's no issues with foreign fans. My issue is with a fan that doesn't watch the game, doesn't know anything about the game, and just knows about the team that that is winning, and then they want to come and make an opinion on it. That's my issue. That's the issue I have.
I just say
but you're always gonna have people like that, though.
One second. I just want to touch base with that. I'm not a Liverpool fan, right? And I know he's a moderator, but that comment is scandalous. You can't say that the youngsters are trash when he doesn't watch the youngsters, and it's a Liverpool. He's from Arsenal.
But who cares? Let him have it. It's his opinion. Who actually cares?
I'll tell you something about Pram's comment. Yeah, I get it. The whole Frank Lampard knows, like, he likes Frank. He likes He likes Mason Mount.
As an example to say
no. Let me say it. Let me say what I was going to say. I know you like to say Frank Lampard and Mason Mount, they have a special relationship. Yeah.
That's not what I said or meant.
No, but like, let me say, Jurgen Klopp has worked with one of the best youngsters that have ever been produced. Lewandowski, Goetze. He knows the level of players that are going to be world class.
Yeah, I only use Frank Lampard because I'm it's the only person I can think of.
You're not listening. Jurgen Klopp has worked with the best youngsters.
He's also said Jordan Ibe will be a special player at Liverpool.
You're just repeating what I've said. I'm backing your point. I only use Frank because it's the first thing I can think of. I'm backing your point in who cares what fans think.
It sounded like you're gonna.
I even said I back your point.
Sorry.
It doesn't matter. If Klopp thinks a player's quality, who cares what you think as a fan? That's my point.
Maybe it's because it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
I want to say something that I was trying to get. I was trying to get my point across on the football terrace, but obviously I couldn't get my point across. Now that I have the floor, I'm going to tell you guys what I meant. I was not making fun of Liverpool's history. Liverpool historically are a better club than Arsenal. Let's be honest.
They're bigger than Man United, in my opinion.
They have had a better run than you guys, but during the Premier League era, you guys have been in a situation. And what I was saying was, there's a lot of fans. There's a lot of fans that have recently joined that are new fans that don't realize your history over the past couple of seasons, where you guys had Brendan Rodgers got you guys second, and that was the only time before Klopp came. Between Benitez leaving and Klopp coming in, you only had one time where you finished in the top 4. And that was my point. It was not making fun of Liverpool's history. It was making fun of your recent history that certain fans almost forget about. And it's almost what have you done for me lately? And they completely forget about.
Here we go.
Can we not mention though? Can we not forget that we did win a champion? We've won 2 Champions Leagues since the year 2000. So people say Liverpool haven't won the title for 30 years. You're shit. You've only been successful in recent years. We have won a Champions League in since the year 2000, and we've won a Europa League an FA Cup as well. We've won trophies. We've reached finals. So we may have not won the Premier League. Obviously, other than last year.
The point was you weren't doing it on a consistent basis. That's the point.
Prime. O'Shea, listen. One reason, I'm going to be critical of the 2005 Champions League win is because against Chelsea, you scored a goal that never even crossed the line. And
no. I'm not having.
No. She should have won the Champions League, in my opinion.
Before you say anything, let me just say, regardless of that, the final cancels that out. We played arguably the best Champions League team. There could be AC Milan in their prime, with Kaká in his prime,
Champions League team.
Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you man watched Italian football back then, but AC Milan back then make Juventus today look like a championship team. AC Milan back then is
the best Champions League team.
They weren't the best team in Italy at that time because Juventus.
But Sam, no. Let me help him out. Let me say something. Out of every single team, we probably had one of the most hardest runs out of anyone. We had to face Leverkusen, who were a very, very decent side.
It's not the best Champions League team.
Juventus,
always been a good
Juventus, Cannavaro, Buffon,
not the best Champions
Del
League team.
Piero, Ibrahimovic. Camoranesi, Thuram.
O'Shea, you said that AC Milan team was the best Champions League team.
I never said that. I said they're one of the best. I never said they were the best. I said they were one of them.
Okay, cool. I just had to, because it's not.
No, but Prime,
it's not.
Run. No, and Sam.
I'm not arguing anything about your run. I said what. I'm just asking what he said. I'm not asking about your run.
Prime, let me say this to Sam. Sam, if you actually did your research properly, I think Chelsea would have preferred not going down to 10 men than actually conceding a goal, if you get what I mean.
But still, the reason is, regardless of that, the time the ball never crossed the line. I'm not taking anything from Istanbul. Istanbul was one of the greatest nights in football history.
Let the new guy get in. Let the new guy get in, Sam. 1 second. Yo, Cam, what are you saying?
What's good, man? What's good?
Yeah, we were talking about the whole Liverpool thing in the recent history compared to history throughout the Premier League era. Yeah, what do you have to say about that?
Liverpool's gassed right now, and it's fine. Let them be. It's like I can't even. At the end of the day, it's been recent success. Ram, you can't talk about success that you don't know about, because when they were successful, like when you were still in a nut. So like it's just like honestly, it's just recent, and it's fine. Be gassed. Like you're good right now. If you don't win this year, cool. One-hit wonders, straight up. Like that's how I look at it.
How is it a one-hit wonder when we got the future? One second. How is that a one-hit wonder when we got to 2 consecutive Champions League finals back to back? Won one of them. Next season, win the Premier League, and win the Super Cup and the. How is that one season wonder?
Yo. Leave the Super Cup out of this, okay? That's not a real thing.
O'Shea, the point is consistent success.
If you win again, if you win trophies this year, I'll take that back. But like, cool, okay, you made it to the Champions League final, great. I mean, you shouldn't have, but like, come on, that was the most ridiculous collapse I've ever seen in my life by any team, like straight up. So
you did force it.
You didn't.
The ball boy.
What do you mean? That was the worst Barca team I've seen in my lifetime. You didn't force anything.
What do you mean collapse?
That was the worst Barcelona team I've ever seen.
That doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter how bad the club is you play. It's a champion. It's the Champions League. And before
O'Shea, really?
No, let me finish. Prime.
Finish. Why does it matter how big AC Milan was?
Prime. Let the guy down finish, bro.
Let me finish, otherwise we're both going to be talking because I'm more stubborn than you, I promise you, bro. So
if you say so.
You know, the point with the Barcelona thing as well, bro, people can say it was the worst Barcelona team. They were 3-0 up on aggregate. So it's not they can't be that bad. They netted 3 against us before in the first leg, so they couldn't have been that bad. I don't think that Barcelona team was at their worst this year or last year. Well, yeah, technically this year, last season they'd just completely fallen apart. But the season before 18-19, they hadn't fallen apart yet. They netted 3 against.
Okay, O'Shea, why does it matter then how come it doesn't matter how bad Barcelona were, but it matters how good AC Milan was when you beat them in the final?
Thank you, Prime.
Because you just said they're one of the greatest Champions League teams, but it doesn't matter that this is one of the worst Barcelona teams.
You really want to do that? You really want to do that? You really want to do that?
Genuinely asking the question.
You want to go through the whole question?
1 second. Stop. It wasn't. Look, this whole notion about Barcelona is, bro, whether Barcelona got battered by Bayern Munich or whatever, whether the players are aging, Barcelona is still Barcelona. It's still a difficult match to play. We're not talking about playing some low-level team, bro. We're talking about playing Messi and PK. We're talking about playing some of the best players in the world, bro. Did you get where I'm coming from?
O'Shea, 1, you didn't answer my question. 2, that's just like saying Man United is still a difficult match. You're still playing Pogba, one of the best players in the world.
It isn't a difficult match. It isn't a difficult match because Manchester United.
That Barcelona team wasn't a difficult match.
Manchester United, player for player, don't have a team where you can go, yeah, that's a world-class team. They're going to be hard.
Neither do that Barcelona team.
Do that Barca team, to be honest.
Yes, bro. 1 second. Yes, they do. Just because the system has fallen apart Suarez isn't a mug. Messi isn't a mug.
Suarez went.
Suarez isn't a mug, but he's not world class.
Yo, can I stop this for 1 second?
Isn't a mug.
Suarez was still at the time one of the top 5 strikers in the world.
No, he wasn't. He's not top 5.
1 second. You guys are getting away from the argument at hand, and you're now getting too stuck on the side argument. The main argument was we're talking about Liverpool. What their recent history has done has now completely masked their whole history during the Premier League era. And I'm only talking about the Premier League era. In Europe, you guys have always been a hit or miss dominant team. For some reason, Liverpool show up in the European nights, and they don't show up consistently in the Premier League. And that's what I'm talking about. And when you talk about that, that is a fair point. Liverpool have not shown up consistently in the Premier League era, and that is my point. What you guys have done recently has made everybody forget about what they've done for the last 30 years.
I mean,
it's still challenged though.
You know why we failed? You know why we failed in the Premier League era?
Went away. We still did challenge. Like, remember that Rafa Benitez era?
You know why we failed in the Premier League era? You know why we failed in the Premier League era?
Rafa Benitez era, but okay.
Do you know why we failed? You know why we failed in the Premier League era? And this isn't even defending Liverpool. If anything, this is strengthening the point. What happened to Liverpool during the 90s? We went through bad ownership, and we didn't have the players. And when we did have the players, we didn't have a full squad. And you had teams like United and Chelsea and Arsenal that were coming up, and you just couldn't compete with them. We couldn't compete with Chelsea. We couldn't compete with United, Chelsea, and Arsenal. We couldn't because we just couldn't, and it was as simple as that. You look at Liverpool's teams over the years, and we've had brilliant players in the team, but we've never had a team like this where you can look at it and go, every single player in this team is just fantastic. We've never had that. We've had a Torres who's brilliant, a Xavi, a Mascherano, a Gerrard. We've had great players, but we've never had a great squad.
Basically, the long way around it. But what you're saying is you were never good enough.
You haven't been good.
It's as simple as that. It's right.
But you just went a long way around it, though.
I've never denied that. We were never good enough.
Let me ask you this question: do you think that this squad can ever be topped?
By Liverpool? Do you think we could
answer that question, bro? Do you think?
What do you mean by Liverpool? Do you think we could ever top it, or any other club could top it?
No. This team that you guys have right now, do you ever think another manager can produce another team better than this?
We don't know.
I'm talking I'm talking about representing Liverpool.
Oh, you just said, think Liverpool will ever have a better squad than this?
Yeah.
We don't know.
I think we could have better players, because there are other than Van Dijk and possibly Alisson and the fullbacks, there are better players in the world in those positions. Mane and Salah are not the best wingers in the world. They may be performing the best, but they're not the best wingers in the world. Our midfield, De Bruyne is better than every one of our midfielders. So I think we could possibly have. We could. I don't know, bro. For me, I think.
You know what? Yeah, out there, bro.
I want to answer his question. But before we go on a tangent, I will just say on that comment about De Bruyne, for me, people at Prime know how I feel about De Bruyne. For me, if De Bruyne on a tangent, I will say on that comment about De Bruyne. For me, for his whole career, I know how I feel about De Bruyne. For me, the best player to ever play in the Premier League. That's my opinion. So for me, De Bruyne is better than Thiago, because De Bruyne is just he's Neymar level. He's Messi, Ronaldo level, in my opinion. But anyway, I do think we could have better. I do think another manager could produce better players, but I don't think we'll ever have a better system. That chemistry that those players have, I've never seen that before. I've never seen Liverpool have that before, and I've never seen the transparency, the connection between the manager, the coaches, the players. It just all works. I've never seen Liverpool have that before in my life, and I don't think we will ever have it as great as that. We may have another good one. And I think this is the time for Klopp to prove whether he can build a second team. When Mane and Salah move on, when Firmino moves on, for him to build a second team, that will prove that will be, the.
Let's leave that there.
I don't think
we'll ever. Let's leave that there.
May I ask a question?
We're gonna end this.
Wait, no, Egal, I have a question.
We're gonna move on to the next topic, okay?
I have a question, Egal. No, Egal, before you move on, I have a question.
I want to answer.
I have a question.
Let ads go first. Let ads go
Talk about
first.
the De Bruyne thing, and there was a lot of separate opinions. Kesh, I want to get your opinion. Do you think De Bruyne is the best centre mid in the Premier League?
I wouldn't say he's the best, but he's certainly one of the best in his position.
Wow.
Yeah. No,
wow.
he is.
I think if you look at the likes of Pogba, I know he's not consistent, but I just feel he's not in a team to show his consistency or show his levels as the likes. He does it for France. I feel if you put Pogba in, say for instance, the Madrid team, just in front of Kroos and Modric, and allow him to be free and go and do what Pogba does, you will see a exceptional Pogba.
Can I conclude onto that? G, can I cut in?
I can't believe
I just want to say, I know, 1 second. I want to back Kesh's point.
Wow.
He just said the thing that only true and knowledgeable United fans, let alone even fans who don't support Man United, he just said the smartest thing. Pogba would fit better at Real Madrid and he will grind harder than he's ever done at Real Madrid. And that's the truth, man. And I'll back the point.
And the reason why I say that as well.
1 second. Pogba is just naturally gifted as a midfielder, right? And he's naturally gifted as a footballer. Has he shown himself? Has he shown his worth, his full worth at United? No, he hasn't.
No.
But has he done it with France? Yes, he has. He's shown that he's that player that you can rely on to give you goals, assists, and thread the ball up high in the pitch, right?
Brother, I'm going to say this with my chest.
One second. I'm just going
to say one thing. I'm just going to say one thing, Ads. I'm just going to say one thing.
No, 1 second.
Don't finish. Go on, Ads.
Pogba is naturally gifted, and if people think he isn't, and they say that he doesn't work hard, if people say he doesn't work hard and they don't rate him, that's fair enough. If they're outside of the United fan base and they say he doesn't work hard enough, that's up to them to think that. They're just out of their they're just off their trotter, bro. They don't know what they're saying. Pogba, in the last 3 years, has shown that Man United isn't the place for him, and that's the truth. Man United for him is basically labelled as a flop, but has he done horrible there? No, he's done good things for the club. And like a great man says, it's time to go. Yeah, it's time to go and leave the club and start at Real Madrid. Restart his life at Real Madrid. It's better. It'll be a move from England as well, with all the hate he's getting with fans. And I feel like he'll be able to communicate and play better with people from his country who are actually in Real Madrid squad. I feel like his chemistry with Bruno is strong, but is it the end? Realistically, it is, because it should never. It should never. It should never have started in the first place. No, it's a good fit, but it shouldn't have started in the first place. People have noticed it.
Can I just say something quickly? I just wanted to get this off my chest.
1 second. People are noticing now that Bruno and Pogba are a good duo. But in my opinion, that story and chapter should never have started, because people are saying, oh yeah, Pogba realistically should stay. And people like the board are going to get seduced with what the people are saying, and they're going to clock on people enjoy them playing together. I enjoy them playing together, but do I think it's the best thing for both players? No, I don't. They will obviously still stay friends if he moves on, and he will still stay loyal to the club. He will be labelled as a good player for our club, and he'll go down in history with his goals and assists. But Real Madrid is where his prime will be shown. And if you guys disagree with me, that's fine. You just don't know what you're thinking if you think he's suitable for a United shirt. He's not good at our club.
He doesn't play for Real Madrid, so it doesn't. What he may or may not do is irrelevant because he doesn't play for Real Madrid. So
it's not relevant. It's not relevant. It's relevant because it's relevant. It is relevant because we can talk about a player's future and what's best for him.
At the end of the day, yeah, Mohamed Salah may go to Barcelona and score 50 goals a season, but he hasn't gone to Barcelona yet. So
was Chelsea the place for him though? Chelsea wasn't the place for him, and he went to another big club and he proved his worth. Same could happen to Pogba. Pogba hasn't really been the player that we can rely on. He was for the first. Listen, I'm just gonna say this. This is the best he's been, right? Under Mourinho, he was shit. Under Oli, yes, he was bearable to watch. It wasn't horrible football, but the game against Tottenham just proved he has no confidence here. He has no confidence with all the hate he's getting and all the black cash on the board, right? He needs to move. He needs to go to Real Madrid and prove his worth and sit down the haters. And that's exactly.
To be honest, you're not playing way too deep anyway.
Let me finish. Let me say something.
Ads, let somebody else jump in, please.
Let me just say something. Let me just say what I wanted to say.
1 second, bro. Let him just cut in 1 second.
Let me just say what I wanted to say before to Kesh's point about De Bruyne. I'm going to say this with my chest as a Liverpool fan. Not only is De Bruyne the best midfielder in the world, alongside Mbappe and, you could argue for Van Dijk and as a defender, he's possibly the best player in the world. And I'll even go as far to say as if De Bruyne had consistently played at this level his whole career, i.e. when he broke through at Chelsea, you could even arguably put him up there with the likes of Thierry Henry and Ronaldo as the best player to ever play in the Premier League.
Oh, bro.
Do not go there. Right, to answer the first question, I'm not Oli out.
No one's saying he's not good, but come on, man.
No, Kesh, I get what he's saying. If he did this at Chelsea at a young age, same levels. Bro, he didn't he break the record?
Do it at Arsenal from when he was 19. So what is that?
That's what I'm saying. Henry did it for multiple years, whereas De Bruyne's only really been doing it for the past 3-4 years.
If he did that, he would be on the same level.
Exactly. And Pogba's
27.
Yes,
and that's about 22, 23.
Yep. Same age as Henry. So whatever you're saying is irrelevant.
Yeah, but that's
the point I was making. Let me tell you my point. Let me tell you what my point was, Kesh. The point was with Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry did it for years, bruv. That's why he's seen as the best player to ever play in the Prem. Ronaldo did it for 6-7 years at United. That's why people say he's the best player to ever play in the Prem. De Bruyne has only been at this level for like 3-4 years. The point I was making was, if De Bruyne had been at this level consistently for like 5, 6, 7 years, like Thierry, like Ronaldo, you could argue that he would be considered one of the best to ever play in the Prem. He's that good.
The best to ever play in the Prem.
Yes, he is. Yeah, but that's the point. Okay. That basically means what you said to me before is complete waffle, because Pogba could go to Real and be one of the best players to ever play there. That's literally what I'm trying to say as well. Like what you're saying right now is literally what me and Kesh were trying to say about Pogba. He could go to there. He could go to the league. And he could be one of the best centre mids to ever play there. And he only needs a small space of years to play. Have you seen? Listen, 1 second.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think he would be.
Only a few games of his highly rated career, when he started moving to big clubs, Pogba got a call up from France. Yeah, they're not gonna drop him if he starts showing his worth at Real. Like, it's just the truth, man. Like, Pogba would just be better somewhere else. It's just the truth.
You see that goal he created for Mbappe in the World Cup, yeah? Not many players can do that.
Yeah, he's unique.
Let's step over that whip, mate. Come on.
One thing he had at Juventus that he doesn't have at United. He had three genuinely world-class midfielders next to him: Marquisio, Pirlo, Vidal.
Let me just jump on that point as well, Ram. Let me just jump on your point and say, you know why De Bruyne is better than Pogba? Because De Bruyne doesn't need world-class players to perform well. You saw it last season when Laporte was injured. They didn't replace Company. Aguero was injured, and the game was terrible. City were performing terrible, and De Bruyne was the man that won them.
They still Man City still have One Man City still had world-class players. He's playing with world-class players. Yep. So just because Laporte is injured and Man City were performing poorly, does not negate the fact that they are still world-class players.
Nah, for Kevin De Bruyne, what he did, I wouldn't say it was Man City. What he did at Wolfsburg that season was just incredible. What he did at the age that he was as well. Like, a guy that was rejected by Chelsea and he ended up getting was about 15 goals and 20, 25 assists. That's mad for a team that was like Wolfsburg.
What
Can I
you think?
That's why I- Not with that Wolfsburg team.
Can I just
The
back
Wolfsburg
your
team wasn't that great.
Can I just
But
back
on
your
That
that
point?
Wolfsburg
note,
team was actually
wait,
quite
guys.
good.
On that note, I'm gonna head off because I'm starting to fall asleep right now. So
All right,
No
Ram.
problem.
Think
All
about
the
it's been a
time.
pleasure.
Yo,
Big up,
just
Egal.
before we continue,
No. Egal. I've been waiting here like 15 minutes to make my point.
Yeah.
Go
I'm gonna
on,
let
go
you
on.
make your
See you
point.
later,
I
guys.
just need to remove some of the Facebook stuff because it times out. I'm just gonna remove that take a breather 1 second. What's going on, everybody? I need you guys to go check out my channel and subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to subscribe, hit that button, and hit that notification bell while you're at it, ladies and gentlemen. EGTV, you already know. And if you're on your phone, it's even easier. Press that like button for me, and you know what? Subscribe while you're still here. And big up to everybody watching. Check out most of my content. I'll be throwing out more content every single day.
All right. Let me just say one thing.
Continue.
Right?
No, I need to make because you guys are going to keep going around in tangents. My point that Egal keeps talking about. O'Shea, you're still here. O'Shea?
Yeah, he's still there, yeah.
You're still here because this leads into about Liverpool. Egal keeps talking about Liverpool and their history in the Prem and that it's not that great. It only looks good now. Cool. But that's the exact, in my opinion, I think Liverpool's history in the Premier League is far better than Arsenal's.
Who? What team?
Or just as good as Arsenal's, I should probably say correct-wise.
What team?
Liverpool. Because my point is, Egal keeps talking about Liverpool and how the Premier League history is not that great and everything, but it's on par with Arsenal's, in my opinion.
Team in England, the second best team in England. I completely agree, Prime. All I want to say is, the difference with the teams nowadays is because of the management and the board, and everything changes. These people who say Posh would be a good option for Man United is complete waffle, bro. Like, it will be even worse.
No,
like,
you're talking about Man United. I'm not talking about any.
Yeah, I know.
My point is with Egal is he shouldn't throw stones when he lives in a glass house.
Listen, Prime. Realistically, when you look at the actual performances from Liverpool and Arsenal, when you look at it from the years since the Premier League started till now, you cannot tell me, besides European performances that Liverpool have had, you cannot tell me that it's anywhere near Arsenal's level. Don't forget, Arsenal finished in the top 4 for 22 years.
Cool,
okay?
but you weren't competing.
Yeah, we were. We only lost to Manchester United. We will technically.
When did we stop competing?
Think about it. We should have. If it wasn't for Manchester United and Chelsea, we should. And even you could say the Leicester season. You cannot. You could even say
you weren't in a title race when Leicester won it.
No, but my point is we were competing for the title for about, I would say, 7 or 8 seasons consistently. You could say we competed for the title. We only won 3. But we could have easily still had 5 because Manchester United only beat us by 2 points one season. Chelsea beat us by like 5 points one season.
Who cares? Egal.
And we consistently. Year in, year out.
But your point was not about who won though. Your point was about competing. So in fact, that was right.
Let me jump in quickly.
Oh shit! No, wait. I need to have an answer for this. When did you then stop competing? Then, because you said 7 years.
We stopped competing, in my opinion, after 2013.
Really? I think you stopped competing.
No, it was a bit earlier than that. It was way earlier than that.
08 season was the last time where you could say we had a real opportunity to win the league.
But when you stopped competing, then yes.
Arias broke his leg, and I'm just gonna put the image here.
Ooh.
Who's that?
Arias, the right back
for Madrid. He's gone now. Where's he gone? He moved, didn't he?
Yeah, to Leverkusen.
Egal. Let me say what you just said.
If you said 2008, that means it's been 12 years then since Arsenal competed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. How cool. Then that means that also brings up my point about consistency. You haven't been competing for 12 years then.
Yeah, but that's not. You can't say that. You're trying to compare. You said the Premier League era, yeah, it's on par with Arsenal. It's not on par with Arsenal. How can it be?
Because but you haven't in terms of competing.
But we've had 3 titles in the Premier League.
No. Yeah, my thing. What did I just say? Competing. And you haven't
Liverpool's only competed in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, the last time
you guys have not been competing. That's my point.
The last time you got listen,
that's your opinion. That's your opinion, but there's no statistics and there's no league positions that back your point. Liverpool, if you look at Liverpool's tenure during the Premier League and Arsenal's tenure during the Premier League, Arsenal were closer to winning a league title consistently than compared to Liverpool.
What does that mean?
Yeah, but 1 second, can I just say
because when Leicester won the league, Arsenal finished second. But I have Arsenal fans who will mock Spurs because Spurs were in the title race and Spurs should have finished second.
So I don't want to.
We lost the title the moment Santi Cazorla got injured.
Okay, fine. So you didn't win the league.
Egal. A minute ago. One second. Let me just say this. I just need to say this to my man. Yeah, Egal. A minute ago, you just said we could have had 5 titles, but United beat us by 2 points. Bro, you can't use that as that's like Johan Blake saying, "Well, I could have won gold at the Olympics, but Bolt only beat me by 0.2 point seconds." That's like Liverpool saying we could have had 2 Premier Leagues, but City only beat us. But well, you didn't win it, then. You didn't. You didn't win it. It doesn't matter how.
It's all based on title. Forget about competing. It's based on.
Forget about title.
Who's won 3? Who's won 1? That's what it comes down to.
No.
Forget about titles too. Just look at cumulative league positions. You could say league positions, we've always had a better league position than Liverpool majority of the Premier League era. And that is a fact.
But you know what? Does that even matter though? Does it even? Who cares? I'm talking about the hero.
No, that is the prime point. I'm not saying who's a better club. To Prime's point.
That was the question. Prime didn't answer.
Prime asked me which club, which.
This is a pointless debate. I don't even understand why you're even having this debate. It's so pointless.
I wasn't having a debate. I was just giving my opinion.
Ad's gonna cut. What you got to say something before you leave, bro? What are you gonna say?
All right, bro. Add up my socials and subscribe to my channel, Real AC.
All right, enough said, bro. Respect for coming on, bro.
Much love, man.
Bro.
You know what though? Who really cares about the past though?
And I've said this to Prime
before anyone jump on me and say, yeah, whatever. Prime, me and Prime have had this conversation before. Who actually gives a shit about? Like I said to Prime about 3 weeks ago, and I said, you know, all the banter that Liverpool fans get about only 1 Premier League and you're same as Leicester and whatever. Does that really matter though? There isn't levels to it. It don't matter. Nothing. There isn't levels to it, bro. If me and you, Kesh, if I've won 10 Oscars and you've won 1 Oscar, it does. When you're promoting a movie, it doesn't say 1-time Oscar winner. It says Academy Award winning. Exactly. There you go. So that if you've won 10 Premier Leagues or 1, you are a Premier League champion. Yeah. So it makes no difference, bro.
It makes no difference. It's just that.
That wasn't really the example that you use, and 2, you can say it doesn't matter, and that's true. My whole thing is about what you're doing for me currently. Because you can talk about history.
Right now, the only team that can talk is Liverpool.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying about Egal. Don't throw stones when you live in a glass building.
I think City can still talk. I know they had a bad season last year, but I think City can still talk as well.
Okay.
To be fair, I do think
can we end it on this? I was not talking about Liverpool's history. I was in the sense they are a great team historically. What I was talking about is what have you done for me lately? They've won the league. Arsenal haven't done much lately. But my point was when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, in the Premier League era, Arsenal have always been in and around the top 4 and in and around that top side of the league ranking. Where Liverpool,
what does making top 4 mean?
For a 5-year period, you could say Liverpool we're not even a top 6 club.
But okay, what does making top 4 mean then? Because if you make top 4, it means you're playing in a Champions League competition. But if you're not competing in it, there's no point in you being in there though.
Top 4 right now is everything. Let's be honest.
Okay, cool. It means that right now because of how good everyone else is. But if you're in a Champions League competition, but you're not competing in said competition, you might as well not be in it.
That's a defeatist mentality.
No, it's not. It's an honest mentality. You guys never competed in it. Not until 2006, 2008, something like that.
It's a cup competition. It's luck of the draw.
Prime, I have to disagree with you there, bro. That is the defeatist mentality. That's like saying, oh, I can never draw paying girls at my college, so I'm just gonna stop trying.
No, it's not, because my point is that you always say we want to be in the Champions League, but then you're in it and you're not doing anything to actually compete in it. That's my point.
Finishing the Champions League during that time was seen as an overachievement because the squad we had was awful and it was not Champions League quality. In fact, the squad we had back in 2010, 2011 was worse than the squad we have now.
But you're saying something different to what I'm saying. I know exactly what you're saying, Sam, but you're saying it's different to what I'm saying. It's true, but if you're in something, you're not doing anything to actually win it.
But that's not. You can't really look at it like that, because at the end of the day, Arsenal was neglected, didn't it? It was neglected, but at the same time, you need to be in it, whether that's to do with financial gains or just to keep the club being pushed around Europe or whatever. You've got
but this is something towards your club that they want that Champions League money, which is fine, but to then be in it and not do anything to push you forward in terms of winning the Champions League.
I get what you're saying, but I feel like now it's different though. Like Arsenal getting back in the Champions League will make a big difference than what it did back then. Back then it was just about being top four under that regime.
Someone said, do Chelsea expect to compete quarterfinals or win Champions League? Well, yeah, because that is eventually my goal. This season, I want to get to the quarterfinals. I eventually do want to win the Champions League, yes.
But why do you not want to win it this year?
There's no reason why we can't win it. I just don't think we will.
So why? That's not the attitude, though, is it?
Okay, I do want to win it this year, though.
That's better. That's what you should be saying.
Yeah, but also I know we're going to build towards doing that, and that's my point.
But there's no reason why you can't.
Let me ask the Arsenal fans a question, right? So I know you guys love Arsene Wenger the way United fans love Fergie. Great manager, was at the club for 22 years. When he came in 97, he changed the Premier League and made an impact. But can you not honestly say that Arsene Wenger is 80% at fault for the reason why you guys are in the position you've been in for the past 2 years, in terms of the toxicity, the problems, the mess, everything?
I would say 60-40. Hold on. I would say 60-40. I would say Ivan Gazidis in the board 60%. Arsene Wenger.
Because remember, he did have a lot of control. He did have a lot of control with transfers as well. He wasn't just a manager. He had a lot of control.
Listen, I would agree what you're saying in terms of the transfer, but at the same time, he was restricted. At the same time, he was restricted with the budget that he was given. So he was always going to buy dud players, no matter what much the small amount he was getting. He was going to buy dud players. If we had a board now that was willing to actually get the club to a certain level, like the likes of the City owners, Man United owners, in the past, they'll back Fergie to go and get the player that he wants. They might not have been great owners, but they'll back him. Arsene Wenger was never going to get that backing. So at times he just followed what the owner wanted and just didn't really out with them. He just went along with it. You can say that's a puppet, or you can call it something else, of just a man just trying to do his job.
Yeah. Do you think he still has it in him to be a manager, or do you think he's past it now? He should just retire.
I think the game's moved on now. The game's totally moved on now. He's fine where he is now, trying to make. I don't know. He's trying to make football better with his ideas.
No, but there's some of his changes that he's trying to make.
I think that's his role now, isn't it? It's like Jose Mourinho. A lot of fans will say Jose still got it, but I still feel that the game's leaving him behind.
I think Jose still got it. If you look at his last...
When you say that, what do you mean in terms of Jose?
Pardon?
I tell you why Jose still got it.
What do you mean in terms of Jose?
Say that again. I didn't hear
He
you.
doesn't have that. What do you mean, Joe? You say Jose doesn't have it. What do you mean by that? Do you
No,
mean in terms of winning another title?
I said the game leaving him behind.
Yeah, no, but in terms of what? In terms of tactically, you mean?
In terms of tactically, yeah.
But okay, but yeah, Simeone plays the exact same style, really, as does Arteta in the defensive element, and they're both still succeeding. So,
what I would say is we don't know Arteta's style as of yet. We don't know his style.
Okay, cool. But Simeone,
some fans rate Simeone. I'm not really a Simeone fan. I like the game to be beautiful, innit? That's my thought. That's the
no, okay, fine. You may not like it, but it's still working. That's my point.
It's working to the standards that Atletico's board has set. It's not working to the standards of we're going to go out there and we're going to win titles.
Okay, cool. But Jose's at Spurs. He's obviously the goal is not to win the title.
No one's saying that. I'm not disputing that, but I'm saying the game is passing him by. If Jose was at Chelsea right now, Jose was at Chelsea right now. If Jose was at Chelsea right now,
what for Spurs?
Yeah. So what is the goal for Spurs? You have to be. Doesn't matter.
Win a trophy.
Doesn't matter if you are a terrible team. It doesn't matter what you are. If you are Spurs and you think you're one of the top clubs and you think you're pushing your way up above and you're trying to get to that level, you have to say your goal every season is to win the league or win a Champions League or win something.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but again, that's just like saying with Arsenal, your goal is to win the league or win the Champions League. But are you set out to win the league this season?
No, we're not set up to win the league this season. And
okay, cool. So that's not your goal.
Me being a positive fan, I will tell you this: the goal for us is to rebuild and to catch Liverpool and Man City on their decline, and for us to be that.
No. That's long term. I'm talking this season.
1 second. There's two more people coming in. What are you guys saying? Yo, tell us and whoever that other person is.
Tails.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's good, Tail?
Nothing much, you know.
Who do you support?
Sorry, what?
Who do you support? What football club do you support?
Here, hold on. My internet's being trashed right now. I'll join back when it's fixed.
Okay, no problem. All right, that was.
Can I just quickly say, because I had to go downstairs, so I missed a few of the points. But to that point about Jose potentially being done, I mean, bro, his last full season at Manchester United, he finished second and won a Europa League. That is an achievement when you look at the Manchester United at the time. It was worse than the United now because it was much more toxic. The players weren't playing for him. It was just a mess, bro. He finished second and got them a Europa League, bro. Imagine what he would be doing at United if the Glazers weren't doing what they were doing and Ed Woodward. He probably would have won them the league, bro.
I doubt it. How much points did they finish off City that season?
But look at how poor United were. Like the toxic level. The toxic levels. All right, let me phrase it a better way.
By your point, then, shouldn't Pep also be finished? Because look how many points he finished off Liverpool.
Wait, let me phrase what I just said to Takeshi another way. Jose Mourinho is that good of a manager that as soon as he left, they finished 6th, bro. And look at them now; they're getting battered 6-1 by Tottenham. You're forgetting this. The Manchester United.
Oshie. Listen, when Jose Mourinho won the league at Chelsea, the season after that, he took Chelsea to 15th place. They were like 2 points above relegation zone. So you can't say that United finished 6th because United have.
But that's not because Jose is done. That's not because Jose is done. And Prime can back
what I'm saying he's done.
Chelsea fan.
The reason why I'm saying he's done is this type of management. It doesn't work with this generation of footballers. Yeah. When Jose was at his best, the players that he had, they were men. Yeah. They could take his approach the way he does his man management. Nowadays, if he does the things that he does, it goes topsy-turvy, and then the fans, not even the fans, the players turn against it.
He's just a prick. Like he's an arsehole, bro. That's why. Like he's just an arsehole. He falls out. That's what it is. But tactically, because you said tactically before, you did say tactically.
Yeah, tactically. But I'm saying it's not just down to tactics. It's off and off. Is he very good though? Is he very good?
With Prime D.
People are gonna get carried away because he battered Man United. That's what is gonna happen. A lot of fans are gonna look at that and think, yeah, Jose's back. But really and truly,
he won a European trophy. He won a European trophy.
Let's see how he does against Liverpool. Let's see how he does against Liverpool. Let's see how he does against the City. Then we can judge if Jose's still there. But I'm not going to get carried away of what Tottenham beating United 6-1.
But you guys rate Arteta, and he beat Arteta last season comfortably.
How is this not resonating with anybody in the chat, bruv? He won a European.
I'm not saying Jose can't beat Arteta. I'm not saying Jose can't beat Arteta.
No, my point is he's still a really good manager. He's one of the better managers in the league, if not in the world.
He is. But I'm saying you're not going to win a title with Jose. You're not going to win a title.
You will if you back him.
How is this not resonating with anybody? How is this point not resonating with anybody? Jose Mourinho, he won a European trophy with one of the worst Manchester United teams, arguably the worst United team. I'd say they were worse than they are now because of the toxicity.
Wait, hold on. But check the run he had and check the team he played.
He had an easy run.
Man United to compete with those teams.
The man faced an Ajax team that was still on the come up. He faced a team that had Van Persie as their striker, I think, from Italy, from Turkey at the time. The man did not have the running that we had in the Europa League or Chelsea had. Chelsea had to face Frankfurt and Arsenal. We had to face Atletico Madrid the year before. We had to beat Napoli over 2 legs. We beat Napoli over 2 legs to get to the point where we got to, and we beat Valencia over 2 legs. Think about the teams that we faced, O'Shea. Compared to
you say that all you want. You can only beat who's in front of you.
Wasn't that
That's my point. There's certain. It's not. Cup competitions are not based fairly.
You know what team?
Cup competitions are not based fairly because depending on who drops down from the Champions League, you could be stuck with a team like Atletico Madrid, who's hungry to win a trophy under Simeone, with guys saying it's their last season.
If you want to say Jose's done, that's a fair point. But the way you're phrasing it is wrong. His tactical nous is not finished. It's his management of certain players.
Egal.
It's not his tactical nous.
You know what team? Egal. You know what team? Dead to your point. Yeah. You know the point that you just made about he had an easy run and if you've got an easy run then whatever. You know what team deads that point? Manchester City. Yeah. Because almost every season City have been in the Champions League, they've had an easy run and they've been knocked out by nobodies, bro. They got knocked out by Tottenham. They got knocked out by Lyon this season. They got knocked out. Who was it in Porto? Someone, so I can't remember who. Liverpool, we knocked them out. Liverpool knocked them out. We got to a final that season, but we finished 4th in the league. City got 100 points that season in the Premier League, and we knocked them out of the Champions League. We were the first team to beat them that season. City have had the easiest runs in the Champions League, and they've never got to a semi-final. So that argument you've just made about having an easy run is irrelevant, bro. Because, do you know what I'm saying?
City have one semi-final. City have got to one semi-final.
But then again, you have to consider that Man United been to finals in European competition. So when they've gone to it, they shouldn't really fear the team that they're playing. City, it's fair. When they come up against in the semi-final, quarter-final, fair kicks in.
By that logic, then Liverpool shouldn't win the league because when they've been in positions before to win it, they've bottled it. So the fear should kick in.
But then they got an exceptional manager as well. So that comes into place.
Oh, okay, then Kesh, what about Tottenham? What about Tottenham the year they beat Ajax? Come back down from, what was it, 3-1 or something, and beat Ajax and got to the final in the Champions League. Tottenham had never done that before, and they did it.
Mate, all I'm gonna say.
So where was the fear? Where was the fear with Tottenham? Where was the fear with Tottenham?
Give them the credit. Give them the credit. But at the end of the day, the reason why they did it, they had a chip on their shoulder. I would say,
and they didn't have an exceptional manager. They didn't have an exceptional manager. Poch is good, but he's not exceptional. He's good, but he's not. He wouldn't take over.
And he was up against. He's an exceptional manager compared to that manager, is he?
Poch is not an exceptional manager. No, he's not. He's good.
Compared to his other half that he was playing against.
Compared to who's the manager of Ajax? Who was? I don't even know who the manager of Ajax was.
I can't remember his name.
Ten Hag. Eric Ten
Hag. He was a bad boy. Everybody in Europe rates him.
I'm not gonna.
Everyone in Europe rates Ten Hag. He's a bad boy.
Would you say he's better than Poch?
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know anything about him. So I'm not gonna.
He is.
Yeah.
You know what Ten Hag and Arteta both have in common? They were the number twos of Pep.
I think Poch is highly overrated, man.
Okay,
I think
cool. That doesn't mean anything. Don't compare Arteta to Ten Hag.
I think because Poch took over Tottenham and he built them with a limited budget, people rate him like he's Klopp, bruv. He's not. He's okay. He wouldn't take over Liverpool after Klopp. In fact, he would probably get us out of the top 4 if he took over after Klopp. He wouldn't be able to take over City after Pep.
You can't complain to Klopp because Klopp's been around the block and he's won things, so you can't compare him to Klopp.
Yeah, but I see set people around
you have to acknowledge what he's gone in the Tottenham has done.
What has he done? He hasn't won anything. Bro. What's he done?
But is that his fault though? Is that his fault that he actually didn't win anything though?
If you get to a final, if you get to a final, then it is your fault, bruv. And it wasn't like Liverpool. It's not like we battered Tottenham in that final. We scored 1 penalty and then Origi scored in the 73rd minute. We didn't batter them in that final, bruv. Tottenham should have won. Tottenham played better than us. Tottenham played better than us in that final.
Using that logic.
No. I think Mourinho is gonna bottle it with Tottenham. Tottenham are gonna sack him, and they're gonna go for the Wolves manager, or they're gonna go for Southampton's manager, and they're gonna do.
You're saying that. No, you're saying that with bitter. You're saying that.
No, I'm not saying that with bitter. Josh himself is a Tottenham fan, and he told me that he wants a Southampton manager, or he wants the Wolves manager. And I generally think Daniel Levy is the kind of guy. If he does sack Mourinho, he's going to go in the Premier League to go find his next manager.
He should have went for
He's going to go for what's his name? The guy at Wolves, Spirito Santos, or he's going to go for the guy at Southampton. What's his name again?
But is Nuno going to do that though? Because if I was Nuno, I wouldn't leave Wolves. He's got a young, promising team. They're doing well. I wouldn't leave Wolves to go to Tottenham. I think that's more of a sidestep. I mean, money-wise,
I think there's a connection. I think there's a connection with the fact that Mourinho and his and what's that guy's name? The guy, the dodgy guy. The agent.
Listen, Egal. I'm gonna go now. Yeah.
All right, Samuel. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you, George Mendes.
You know when he said that. You know when he said, "I'm gonna go, bro." It's like your friend when he's saying at your house, bro, and he's got, bro. I'm gonna go home now, bro. I'm done.
No, I think Tottenham should have gone for Nagelsmann in the first place. They needed a young up-and-coming manager.
Okay, yeah. Can we move the topic over to right now? The thing that's going on in the Premier League, it's kind of crazy. The amount of goals that are being scored. What is the reason why all these goals are going in?
I expected that.
It's mental.
I think for Manchester United, United have just unraveled.
11 already, innit? Fucking hell.
I think goals. Sorry, go on, bro. Go on.
No, I was just talking to myself about how many goals they've conceded already, man.
United have unraveled. I said this from day one. Prime and Egal, you guys both active callers in the terrace, so you've heard me say it a million times. United going after Sancho is stupid. They should have gone after a centre back and tried to fix their problems the way Arsenal have done it. To be fair, United have unraveled. I think with Liverpool, it wasn't a case of Liverpool have unraveled. I don't think we've unraveled. I still think we win the league this season. I think with Liverpool, it was a case of arrogance. We thought we were just going to go there with a high line and do the same thing we've been doing for 2 years, and it just doesn't work, bro. It's just not going to work. You can't do it with every club. We can do it against the big clubs. Can't do it against the small clubs. And I think the scoreline was freakish. Don't get it twisted. Had Aston Villa beat us 3-2 or 4-3, then I would have said, yeah, it's our arrogance. But I think the scoreline itself was just freakish. I don't think that will happen again. But
I think the fans not being here, O'Shea, I think the fans not being here actually lets these players play with a level of freedom and comfort that they don't have to worry about making. They don't have to worry about fans yelling "shoot" when they know they shouldn't actually shoot and they should actually make that extra pass. The intelligence of the players is actually being shown with the fans not being around. They're actually being able to show their full level of comfortability, and they don't have to worry about the people yelling at them, people calling them names, all that stuff. Social media is after the game. Don't forget. what's happening on the pitch, fans do implement their voice on the players. You'll have Granit Xhaka shooting a stupid shot when he shouldn't take that shot and should pass it.
Egal, do you think that's
happening?
Do you think that's helped? Do you think that's because the way you guys play out of the back and everything? Do you think that has helped Arteta and your players having no fans?
100%, because we do make a lot of silly mistakes from the back, and we do take a lot of gambles. And since fans haven't been around, I think the toxicity, the clubs that have toxic fan bases, not being around does help the players. And the teams that have fans that push them on, not being around, like Southampton, not Southampton, Sheffield United has hindered them. And I generally believe that certain fan bases not being around has hindered teams, and certain fan bases not being around has helped teams perform better.
I do feel though, like even when you watch some of the games, I do feel some of the players ain't taking responsibility like they should do. Like if you watch how centre backs take their time to actually run out wide to defend, sometimes it's like they're doing it at their own pace, rather than if the fans are actually in the stadium, they're going to do it with a bit more urgency.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think this whole this league, this is a weird situation because we've never seen this before in football. No fans or anything. This is why I said on the terrace to Terry, and even Terry himself did say it was a very good point, and they say it was a good argument to have. If Liverpool win the league this season, could that be an argument for Liverpool being this team being the greatest ever single Premier League team, because we've done it without fans? So it's a case of all it comes down to now in the Premier League is which manager has the better tactics on the day and which team is better on the day. It's almost like Anthony Joshua fighting Deontay Wilder with no fans. All it comes down to is which man is better on the day. And for me,
I would agree with you. I agree with you. But then again, there's only two teams that's competing, so it does make it like it's a bit easy for both you and City to go on and do what you have to do, rather than if it was a league where 4 teams going to be fighting it out for, then I can say maybe it's not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm a conspiracy theorist. Okay, hear me out, guys. Do you feel like the referees are not put under as much pressure to support the home team? And do you feel like now you get to see the referees' actual biases in full effect in these games where top teams are facing other teams away from home, and you'll see the calls maybe shift towards the bigger team?
I think you always do. I think you always do, regardless whether there's fans there or not. This is why I've always said on social media, I don't think the Premier League, I don't think any league should allow referees from the country of that. So, for example, La Liga shouldn't have Spanish referees. Premier League shouldn't have English referees. I don't think they should. Right. It should be how the World Cup. It should be like the World Cup, where if Belgium play France, there isn't a Belgian or French referee, and that's how they should have it. For me personally, because
I get that point, O'Shea. But even then, for example, I'm Irish, and I'm a Chelsea fan. So you have fans from different countries of the Premier League.
You do, but it makes it easier. It does make. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're Irish and you support Chelsea, but it makes it easier. It limits.
I get your point. You do actually make a good point, to be fair.
But that is strictly about location, and obviously it's location. You're gonna have your referee from your country refereeing your teams, because that's how you develop your referees. Every FA has their way to develop their referees. You have Scottish referees.
I think there should be an alliance where the Italian league, the German league, and the Spanish league, all these top 5, 6 leagues should actually share referees. I think that's the way it should be. Because then I feel like referees need to be able to learn off each other. Let's be honest. Like, they've got to share different ideas, because let's be honest, referees in Italy, they ref different. In Spain, they ref different. It's the same as like young players coming up and learning from the youth, from the senior players. I feel like we need to have just one all alliance, and it will be the referees can improve. Because I haven't seen any improvement in the English referees. I think they've actually gone downhill.
English refereeing, and not just the refereeing, but the officials are so terrible. You look at VAR.
Don't compare it to French. Ligue 1
You look at
has the worst referees.
Egal. You look at VAR since VAR has come into the Premier League. It's come into football, sorry. And the Premier League is the only league where it's being scrutinized. It's working everywhere else across Europe.
It's 10 times worse in France, bro. 10 times worse.
Yeah, but France is a farmers' league. Let's forget about France, bruv. It's a fucking farmers' league, bruv. Like, it's a farmers' league. They've got one team and that's it. Forget about France, bruv. We're talking about Italy.
Egal. I've got a dip. It's quite late now, so I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Respect, bro. Thanks for coming on, man. And you know what, bro? I love it when you try to attack me, but sometimes
Egal, you're getting a bit. I don't attack you. I don't attack anyone. You're getting a bit. You're taking everything too seriously, man.
Okay, that's just me though. That's how I am. I can't change who I am. But you know,
Right, peace, man.
Bro, hold it down, bro.
Peace, man.
Yeah, you guys know I'm a conspiracy theorist, O'Shea. This is where I want to change the conversation to. The NBA had a scandal where they had referees that were betting on games, and the way they were betting on games, they were not changing the rules of the game, and they were not favoring a team.
The NBA is different.
They were using. I understand, but they were using insider trading and understanding that this referee likes this player and he kind of looks out for him more. And this referee,
can I just jump in there quickly, Egal? And I'm originally from North America, so I know about American sports. NBA is different because if you know the history about corruption in American sports, a lot of that has got to do with the mafia and other stuff. It's gone on for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. There's documentaries about it with people shaving points in football, American football, people shaving points in baseball. American sports is different. There's a lot of corruption because of crime, because of organized crime with the mafia. Yeah. That's why there's corruption in American sports. The UK though, and football, I just think it's biased, bruv. I just think it's the referees have bias. That's what it is. It's biased, bruv. Because I don't think roadmen are getting referees to you know what I'm saying, bruv.
No, but hear me out. There's a guy from the Dallas Mavericks, the owner, named Mark Cuban. He went out of his way to criticize Yao Ming before a Game 7. The Game 7, the referees got a phone call from the NBA saying you have to referee this game differently based on the calls that Yao Ming got away with the game before. Now, Jose Mourinho went and said Tottenham do not get the calls. The next game, surprisingly, they win 6-1 and they get all the calls in their favor at Old Trafford. Do you not find that as a
not buying into that? Not buying into that. What it is, I think a lot of referees, they don't get called out. Like, there's no punishment. Like, the repercussions, yes, they miss one game or some shit like that, but I feel like you should, the same way a players can get banned, like, you should actually face a long-term ban. If you're doing, like, little fuck-ups, like, for instance, what game was it? Like, the Arsenal game, when Socrates, was it a penalty or he scored and then that wasn't counted? Like, something like that, that's going to cost you come the end of the season. Like, you should get punished for it.
Yeah. Of course, I've been saying this for time, bro. Like, if a referee makes a decision that costs the team a game, whether it affects the team in the long run or not, that should be punishable because you've then hindered that team. Imagine if a club got relegated because of a referee's decision. Imagine if a club misses out on a Champions League spot because of a referee's decision, and it goes unpunished. They don't even overturn it. In the history of football, I think there's Fabregas had a decision overturned once, didn't he, or something like that. That's it. It's never been done before. They've never even overturned decisions. Never mind punish referees. And I just think English officialing and refereeing is just, they don't know what they're doing. They haven't got a clue what they're doing.
Here's my argument. In Europe, there's top clubs that if they go further in the Champions League and they go further in the group stages, they're going to get more viewership than if other clubs go further. So, for example, if Arsenal are facing Barcelona, UEFA have an incentive to make sure that Barcelona get further and get more favorable calls. Now, in my opinion, I always go back to that red card that Van Persie got. In my day, I would never ever say a man kicking the ball after the whistle's blown is a red card. But
that's
somehow,
not a refereeing problem. That's not a refereeing problem. That's you UEFA's problem, and we've known for years that UEFA and FIFA are very, very corrupt. There's even been criminal investigations about it. So
even the Chelsea
that's
game versus Arsenal, you can see it. Referees when it comes to European nights, they never favor
the disgrace game with Drogba. Let's be honest, we all have seen major scandalous type calls.
I can even think of another point. I can even think of a point with my team. Look at the Champions League final against Real Madrid. Ramos should have been sent off. If that had happened in the Premier League, Ramos would have been sent off. If Ramos was the Premier League, all right. Let's put it like this, right? Ramos does wrestling. He's a professional wrestler. He knows how to wrestle. He wrestled Mohamed Salah to the ground from behind and dislocated his shoulder and didn't even get a yellow card. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? I mean, if you get a time, watch that final back on YouTube. It's probably like a 4-minute clip. The way he tackles him, it isn't like a battle. The man locked his arm around him, twisted it, dragged him to the floor, and then rolled his body onto Salah's body with his arm locked into his, and just dislocated his arm, bro. Just pulled his arm out of his socket. I'm like, do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Do I have a point that there needs to be a situation where refereeing in all sports, there is a level of subjectiveness in opinions and calls. One thing can be a red or a yellow. Now with VAR, you can double check it. But even with that, there's gray areas. And my whole thing is a referee can favor a team unbiased based on the opinion of that team. He could possibly call games in a favor of another team without no one knowing. And that is what I think is what is messing up the integrity of all these games, especially in the NBA, especially when it comes to close games where there's millions of dollars involved, especially in football where one goal can change the whole game, a red card can change the whole game, a yellow card early can change the whole game. Think about it. How many times have you seen a call that could be a red, like even in the Liverpool game? Somebody could say Mane's elbow in Tierney's face could have been a red. I'm not saying it was O'Shea, but what I'm saying is another referee could have given that. You know what I mean? And that can change a game. And those kind of calls to this day is subjective. And they need to find a way to make those.
Why is it? You know what I think? Why doesn't a ref give a transcript of the game on how they ref? Like, just so I can put myself in their heads to see why they made a decision.
They will never do that because they even tried to do that for the NBA, and all they could do is the league rules. They could only allow 2 minutes, the last 2 minutes, to be exposed because there's too much scrutiny from the media and everything. And we know British media, how they are and how they would scrutinize everything. Imagine if these guys had, for example, the Sheffield United goal that was disallowed.
But that was VAR though. That was VAR.
That wasn't even VAR. That was goal line technology.
The referees are
heavily protected. Goal line technology. Sorry.
The referees are heavily protected. Correct me if I'm wrong, but can't you actually get punished for criticizing a referee? If a manager or a player criticizes a referee, I saw you can get punished for that.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Bro, what happens? Exactly. This is freedom of speech being in every single walk of the world. There's freedom of speech, but when it comes to sports, if a referee is criticized by a manager or a player after a game, you get fines. This is basically deterring freedom of speech. And in my opinion, it's wrong. You should be able to criticize anybody. Anyone is fair game, as long as you do not become vulgar or question their manhood or like silly things like that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That is where you cross the line. But right now, I think referees should be mic'd up and you should be able to hear some of the stuff they say during the game.
Exactly like in rugby.
Facts. Perfect. Rugby.
Or even like NFL. Explain why this guy's getting a red card. Tell everybody in the stadium this guy's getting a red card for this reason. Boom, done. No one can.
You know what the biggest issue is though, Egal? You know where it all comes from? And it's the biggest conspiracy theory of all. And it's a fact. It's money, because money controls it. Money controls the world. Money controls football. Money controls everything. Money talks. And it's not necessarily as abrupt as a referee has been paid off. It's things like, this club is worth more money and they will make me more money through television rights, so they need to win. This club is doing this and they make me more money because of television rights, so they need to win. And that's all it comes down to, is money. And you're never going to be able to solve that problem, because you can't get around the money problem. You can't. You're never going to be able to get around the money problem. And football is a money-driven sport. It's a shame that's the way it is. But football is a money-driven sport, and it's not going to get worse. It's going to get worse, bro. I think within the next 5 years, we will see $1 billion player. We will. We will see a player go for $1 billion. In the next 5 years, we will see a player on £1 million a week. It will happen. It will happen. Mbappe will probably be that player. But it's money, bro. Money runs the sport, bro. And that's the way it is. And as long as money runs the sport, corruption will always be in the sport. Because
I'm gonna go watch the NBA, and I'm gonna watch the NBA finals. LeBron James probably gonna win his title, and it's gonna be the Raptors' last day of being a defending champs. But big up to you guys for coming on. Big up to you, O'Shea. Big up to you, Kesh. You've been on here streaming with me since 6 in the morning. But yeah, respect for you guys coming on. We'll definitely do this more often in the future. Have all 10 of us guys, have the whole place let. And everyone watching, big up to you guys. Yo, O'Shea, you got anything to say before we go?
Yeah, hashtag Mbappe 2021. You can catch me on Twitter, ShayJ_O. And I'll say it one last time, hashtag Mbappe 2021. He's coming to Liverpool.
Yo, are you following me?
I'm following you on Twitter, yeah.
Okay, good. I was like, how come I don't see you in the comments?
Because you're not following me back, bro. That's why.
Get the fuck out of here. DM me.
I will do.
I. Yo, Mendham, you already know. Yo, Kesh, you got anything to say before we go?
Nah, man. Too tired. I just want to go to sleep now.
I'm just gonna show these guys my little ads, and then you guys can head out. What's going on, everybody? I need you guys to go check out my channel and subscribe if you're new. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that button, and hit that notification bell while you're at it, ladies and gentlemen. EGTV, you already know. And if you're on your phone, it's even easier. Press that like button for me. And you know what? Subscribe.